Tonight in Ruston, Louisiana, two of Conference USA's perennial contenders are in need of a bounce back. Creating takeaways is the name of the game for CUSA's top defense and its interceptions leader, Jakari Foster. But it'll be a tall task stopping Matthew Henry and a talented offense that scores almost 30 points per game. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. It's Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech in a Conference USA clash. Two teams coming off a pair of losses. They were at the top of the standings. They bumped down a couple spots. Jacksonville State, Kennesaw State, still undefeated in conference. Western Kentucky, Louisiana Tech, trying to get back to the top. Hi, everybody, in Ruston, Louisiana, with Taylor McCarg. I'm Jack Gordon. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do have news to announce off the top. Maverick McIver, Western Kentucky's starting quarterback, will not be starting. He is injured, and Rodney, the backup quarterback, will be starting. Rodney Tisdale Jr., so we'll see him starting. But two teams coming off losses trying to bounce back. And Tisdale Jr. is going to have to lean on the dynamic duo they have on the outside at receiver. And it's two very different skill sets between these two. With Matthew Henry, he leads Conference USA in receiving yards, does such a good job at locating the football, has great body control. And next to him, KD Hutchinson leads Conference USA in receptions. They try to manufacture touches for Hutchinson. You'll see a lot of pop passes, screens. They have to get these two the ball consistently for Tisdale Jr. to feel comfortable and get a win here tonight on the road. As for Louisiana Tech, a run-heavy offense with a dynamic duo at running back. That's done pretty well this season. Yeah, these are two running backs that they try to be balanced with the number of carries they get, but different skill sets between Clay Tevenen and Omari Wiggins. Tevenen is a guy trying to make you miss in space. He's great in the red zone as well. And Wiggins on the other side, this is the guy that's going to run through your face. He's physical at the point of contact, does such a good job as a physical running back. And for Louisiana Tech, trying to bounce back from that loss a week ago, they need to find this ground game early and often here tonight to get a win at home. Well, leading the way for the Bulldogs, it's the fourth-year head coach Sonny Cumbie, the 44-year-old from Abilene, Texas, who's previously worked at Texas Tech and TCU as an offensive coordinator. And there he is, the longest tenured head coach in Conference USA. Tyson Helton, in his 7th season, has gone to 6 straight bowl games. Well, Louisiana Tech won the toss. They have opted to defer. Western Kentucky will start on offense. Well, out for the kickoff, it's John Hoyt Chance. He's usually the starting punter, also does kickoffs. Starting kicker Drew Henderson is out, so Chance will handle all of the kicking duties today. Back to receive, Marvis Parrish, the true freshman running back, along with Cameron Flowers, wide receiver for Western Kentucky. We're underway here in Ruston. Hilltoppers will start on offense, one of the best groups in the conference, scoring almost 30 points per game this season. And it's Rodney Tisdale Jr. getting the start, with Maverick McIver not starting. A non-throwing side pec injury. We could see him later in the game, but as for now, it's Tisdale getting the nod. And Tisdale Jr. recruited by this staff, redshirted a year ago. They said, look, he's got the full menu of plays at his disposal. They have a ton of confidence in the redshirt freshman from Jacksonville, Florida. Big spot here tonight for Rodney Tisdale Jr. The redshirt sophomore who got to play the final drive of last week's game went 7 of 8 against FIU. Hands it off on the first play for a big loss. Sifa Leota, the Chief, was there. And Louisiana Tech starts hot on defense. And right out of the gate, Louisiana Tech showing you why they are the top scoring defense in Conference USA, giving up just over 17 points a game. Zone read right out of the gate. That was probably a pull read there for Rodney Tisdale. Instead, a tackle for loss. They only allow just over 100 yards per game on the ground. Tisdale dumps it off, finds his running back Parrish, who's got the first down and more. A quick completion for Rodney Tisdale to start getting into a rhythm. Nice job on the outside as well, blocking from Matthew Henry at the receiver position. But watch, get a couple of the big linemen out in space as well. Karsten Upchurch, Quincy Jenkins, good job after that tackle for loss. Screen play, pick up the first chunk play of the game for Western Kentucky. Parrish, 27 receptions on the season, top 3 in FBS out of running backs. He hands it off to Katie Hutchinson, the speedster, who leads the team in receptions with 30, and they're going to try to get him the ball any way they can.
And just like we talked about at the top, Western Kentucky wants to manufacture touches for Katie Hutchinson. Watch this, just a simple jet sweep, get it to him, let him get in space. He almost turns into a running back once he has the ball in his hands. That's how dynamic he is once he gets the football.
Couple of quick first downs, and it's Marvis Parrish, the true freshman out of Valdosta, Georgia, in the backfield. Tisdale rolling right. Now he tucks it, and he slips just before the line of scrimmage. This La Tech defense has been stout all season long. They lead the conference, only allowing about 17 points per game.
And a great job on the back end, linebackers and secondary. They do such a good job tackling in the open field. And I think they're led on the back end by Jakari Foster, a guy that leads Conference USA with 3 interceptions. This is a ball-hawking defense. They've created 13 takeaways already this season just through 6 games.
Most in CUSA, those 13 takeaways. 2nd and 10 for Western Kentucky. Completion to the far side, right on that sideline. It's Lofton Howard, the redshirt sophomore tight end, with his 2nd catch of the season as Jaden Mayfield pushes him out.
And that's another position group we'll have to keep an eye on as this game goes along for Western Kentucky. Their top 2 tight ends, Noah Myers and Justin Wolf, are out. We could see Wolf in an emergency role, but Lofton Howard and Jackson West, the 2 tight ends at Western Kentucky, will play most of the snaps here tonight.
Western Kentucky 2nd in the conference, converting on 47% of their 3rd downs this season. Tisdale drops back, lofts it forward for an easy completion. Cameron Flowers has the first down, and the Hilltoppers are moving on offense.
We get some tempo here early from Western Kentucky. Louisiana Tech running what we used to call that amoeba defense. The front 5, they kind of float around. They don't get set till the last second. Good job by the Western Kentucky front on that offensive line, picking up the blitz and recognition from Tisdale Jr. to find the open receiver on that shallow cross.
On first down, it's a pitch. Ball goes to Matthew Henry, a huge loss. Big tackle by Louisiana Tech. Michael Richard, the junior, with a huge play.
Great open field tackle from Richard. They sniffed this out the entire way. Good pursuit from the junior from New Orleans, Louisiana. And another tackle for loss. This is something Louisiana Tech does such a good job of in run defense. They very rarely give up chunk plays on the ground.
Coaching staff said Richard was fearless. He'd run through a brick wall for this team. A dump off on 2nd down to Katie Hutchinson. You can always count on him to gain some yards in space.
And just like after the last tackle for loss, Western Kentucky comes back with a screen, little tunnel screen to Hutchinson, and they pick up that penalty yardage and then some, get it back to a more manageable 3rd down here.
Moving with plenty of tempo. Impressive to see out of a redshirt sophomore, or redshirt freshman rather, in Tisdale getting his first career start.
A pressure look here from Louisiana Tech. We'll see if they bring it or back out.
Pressure comes. He rolls to his right, lofts it wide open, and it's over the hands on the sideline, but a flag is on the field. He was looking for Matthew Henry, the team's leading receiver.
I think you're going to get a illegal man downfield on the offensive line.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense number 63. That penalty declined. 4th down.
And we get a look at it here. This play is slow developing. It's really an RPO, and watch how long this takes. You start to see the offensive lineman work downfield as Tisdale Jr. works to his right. You see all of these offensive linemen down past the 25-yard line, well past that bubble. Declined and now set up a field goal attempt.
Out to kick the field goal, it's John Cannon. "47-yarder for Cannon. This would be his longest. And he hits it 3-0. Western Kentucky on top.
Great start to the game. The redshirt freshman quarterback in the game. Points on their opening drive for the Hilltoppers.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico. By Verizon. And by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram.
Some of the legendary coaches that Louisiana Tech head coach Sonny Cumbie got to learn from at his time at Texas Tech and TCU. He played quarterback at Texas, started as a walk-on, and then became the nation's leading passer by his senior year. Became a Texas Tech grad assistant, wide receiver coach, and then OC in the early 2010s. Was the offensive coordinator at TCU from 2014 to 2020. Then went from Texas Tech here to Louisiana Tech. Touchback starting at the 25 for this Louisiana Tech offense that loves to run the ball. Taylor, what do you think they need to do well today to get a victory against Western Kentucky?
Got to create the explosive plays. It's an offense you do not want to have those 10, 12 play drives. And on defense, take away Matt Henry and Katie Hutchinson. Do not let those guys beat you on the offensive side. For Western Kentucky on offense, got to protect the football. 13 takeaways on the other side for Louisiana Tech. And then try to allow less than 100 yards on the ground when you're on defense for Western Kentucky.
Blake Baker, the redshirt sophomore out of Cypress, Texas, looking to throw on the first play, and he completes a pass over the middle. He finds his tight end, Eli Finley, one of the best tight ends in conference. Second among Conference USA tight ends in receiving yards with over 250.
And good job with active feet, eyes working left to right. An accurate throw over the middle of the field to Eli Finley.
Baker, quick throw to his left. That was Marlon Jackson with his first catch of the day. A guy that this La Tech team wants to get the ball to a lot more.
And Machiavelli Malualtu out there as well from the 3 technique spot. As we look at the lineups, offensive line led by Hayden Crispin off that left side. And Eli Finley, he had that first target. I think he may be the best tight end in Conference USA. It's a guy that will be featured all game for the Bulldogs.
Baker fakes the handoff, throws deep. It's caught. He's got Marlon Jackson down the sideline. A huge gain for Louisiana Tech. There are those explosive plays for you.
Right out of the gate, and this is such a good job by Jackson, giving space on the outside. Baker throws this over that outside shoulder. This is a great job by Marlon Jackson, not running too far to the sideline. Watch how he peels now out to the right. Able to stack that defender, leaves all that room for the quarterback to throw you open.
Baker hands it off this time. Clay Tevnin, the sophomore leading rusher on the team with over 260 yards, and he's taken down by Miller Malone.
Take a look at the defensive lineup for Western Kentucky. I think led up front by Harper Holloman, a guy that does a great job getting after the quarterback. On the back end, Nazir Ward, Jalen Lewis, a couple of the staples for this secondary.
2nd and 12 for the Bulldogs. Trailing 3-0 in this first quarter. Baker with a quick pass to his right. He's got Clay Tevnin, the running back. And it'll be 3rd down after the 6-yard gain. Malone on the tackle again.
Some tempo here again from the Bulldogs. They're going right to some of the top targets that offensive coordinator Tony Franklin said, I've been tasked with getting the ball to our playmakers. It's taken us the first half of the season to really hone in on who those guys are. And so far this game, Tevnin, Eli Finley, Marlon Jackson, some of the usual suspects for this Bulldogs offense getting touches.
Fake handoff. Baker throws. Finley makes a great catch. Well defended, and he comes down with it anyway.
Dave Herrard, the safety number 17, is in a good position, but this is like a basketball player boxing out in the post. This is such a good job by Eli Finley, using his body, shielding the defender, and coming down with the grab.
Finley, the 6'6" tight end. Here's Tevnin breaking a tackle, and he's down just a yard behind the line of scrimmage as Louisiana Tech's in the Verizon red zone, an area that they've done okay in this season, looking to be better. 11 touchdowns in 19 trips. They're 9th on converting 79% of the time. So Baker, the redshirt sophomore out of Cypress, Texas, took over as the starter in the 3rd game of the season. Every game he's started and finished, Louisiana Tech has won. They're 3-0. Throwing right, completes the pass. He's got David Piero, the junior, with his 5th catch of the season, a gain of 4 yards.
Good accurate throw and a nice job from the corner spot from Dylan Flowers, making sure there's no yards after catch here. Man defense on that last play for Western Kentucky. They bring that back again. Marlon Jackson is a guy in the red zone I would be looking at targeting. That or Eli Finley. Your top target to me, though, is at the top here with this matchup. We'll see if Blake Baker likes it.
Baker looking into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Trey Averhart, his first touchdown of the season. Louisiana Tech on top.
Great eyes from Blake Baker, working left to right, opening up Averhart. Watch how he starts to the left, works back to his right, no one in the middle of the field, and a good catch from Averhart. How about that start for both of these offenses? Scores on their opening possessions.
Baker completes every single pass on the drive. 6 of 6 for 64 yards and a touchdown. Well, here's John Hoyt Chance, the starting punter who's taking over the kicking duties today, as Drew Henderson is out with an injury. 7-3 Louisiana Tech on top here in the first quarter. It's Trey Averhart coming up big in their first red zone opportunity of the day. Louisiana Tech on top of Western Kentucky, 7-3 with 6:46 to go in the first quarter. CBS Sports Network's coverage of college football continues tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern with another weekday CUSA matchup. Don't miss the New Mexico State Aggies hosting the Missouri State Bears.
We're going to take a look at a couple of the top quarterbacks in Conference USA. Jacob Clark's done a fantastic job in this first year from Missouri State at the FBS level. And Logan Fife, that is a pass-happy offense that they have in Las Cruces. Both of these teams sitting at 3-3 right now. This is a big game. One of these teams get back over 500 with a league win tomorrow night.
A big game here in Ruston with both Louisiana Tech and Western Kentucky looking to stay towards the top of those Conference USA standings. Well, Western Kentucky kicked a field goal on its first drive. La Tech marched down the field and scored a touchdown. It was Trey Averhart with his first career catch. It was a touchdown. Well, Western Kentucky will start at the 25. They moved quickly on that first drive. They were flying down the field, as was Louisiana Tech, moving with some good tempo on that touchdown drive.
Tempo was exactly right, and I thought the accuracy from Blake Baker was fantastic. That play to Eli Finley off to the right side in the red zone was about as good a catch as you're going to see from a tight end. And great to see them get Trey Averhart in the action as well, his first touchdown of the season.
Rodney Tisdale Jr. with his first career start. Maverick MacGyver not starting because of an injury today. He fires it down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. One thing they said about Tisdale, he can really get the ball out quickly, and it jumps out at you.
He's got a quick release. I love the comparison that Tyson Helton made. He said, look, he has that quick release, and he's fearless. It's just like when I coached Sam Darnold at USC. Sometimes maybe not going exactly where it needs to go, but he's fearless and decisive when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Hand off to Marvis Parrish, true freshman out of Georgia, who leads the team over 250 yards on the ground this season, 5-yard gain.
Big spot here for Louisiana Tech in an area they wanted to see improvement on from a week ago against Kennesaw State. 3rd down, an area that they typically feel like they're pretty good at, but a week ago, not where they wanted it to be. It's also a spot where they like to bring pressure. You see all these bodies close to the line of scrimmage. They back out of it or bring this blitz.
Western Kentucky trying to bounce back from a 25-6 loss to FIU, their first conference loss of the season. Tisdale scans, he throws, and he's got the first down. Kelby Williams, the senior in his first year at Western Kentucky, has his 10th catch of the season, a 7-yard gain for a first down.
Louisiana Tech backs out of it and bringing this across. Good job finding the soft spot in the zone from Kelby Williams. A good accurate throw from Rodney Tisdale.
Empty backfield. Rolling right. He takes off, gets a solid gain, and slides out of bounds.
Going back to that, going back to that 3rd down conversion. This offense loves shallow crosses and crossing routes that work from one side of the field to the other. And as a defender, you've got to be good with your eyes and not losing your assignment. Because if you do, especially if the quarterback breaks contain, that's where a lot of the chunk plays come from for Western Kentucky.
There's offensive coordinator Rick Bowie in his first season with the Hilltoppers. 2nd and 6 for Rodney Tisdale. Looking for more options, guiding men down the field, and he sprints out of bounds. He's got that first down. Now, he's more of a pocket passer, but one heck of an athlete, too.
Definitely adds an element that they did not have as much with Maverick McIver, who was mobile a little bit, but not as much here as we're seeing from Tisdale Jr. And I love the decisiveness and the block on the outside that he gets from Lavelle Wright, able to get that extra couple yards for the first down.
On first down, Tisdale looks to throw. Pressure comes. He lets go, and it's incomplete. Looking for Cameron Flowers on the sideline.
Good coverage on the back end as well. Looked like that was Jordan McRae. And that was this area that this offensive staff told us, when they get man defense like you have here, you've got to hit these shot plays. Again, good coverage on the back end.
Second down. Tisdale faces pressure, and he's dropped. Ball comes free, and Louisiana Tech's right on it. Zarek Hill, the true freshman, punched it out, and the Bulldogs are starting in great field position, get the ball back on offense.
Introduce yourself, Zarek Hill. My goodness, what a hit from the freshman from right here in Ruston, Louisiana. 14th takeaway created by this Bulldogs defense already. Watch 21, he's on the right side, blitzes. This is a bust in protection. This is one where Tisdale Jr.'s got to figure out a way to get rid of that football. The slip there ends up being a little bit of helmet-to-helmet contact, but I think it's because Tisdale Jr. slipped and started going to the ground. And a massive play early in this game from Zarek Hill.
Hill, who, like you said, went to Ruston High School right down the road. Won a state title as a junior in 2023. Sonny Cumbie, the head coach, said he wanted to bring winners into this program, and Zarek Hill is one of those guys. So Louisiana Tech with an opportunity here. They're going to take a look at this play.
Yeah, I think, Jack, I think they're going to take a look at this for targeting. And again, I called that out because Tisdale Jr. started to slip. To me, after one replay and a bang-bang play from Zarek Hill, to me, I don't think this is targeting, but let's see if Hill lowers his head. It's definitely helmet-to-helmet contact, but I think Zarek Hill's making a tackle that's not a defenseless player. He's in the pocket. He doesn't lead with the crown of the helmet, and I think because Tisdale Jr. starts to slip, that's where the helmet-to-helmet contact comes from. I don't think this is malicious intent here. I think it's a physical football play, and this is a clean tackle. You see face mask to face mask on that tackle with a quarterback in the pocket. To me, this is not targeting.
A hard hit by Zarek Hill, taking down Rodney Tisdale Jr. We'll see what they say about this one, but, you know, like you said, didn't lead with the helmet, not a defenseless player. This could be a great opportunity for Louisiana Tech if it ends up not being targeting here. Bulldogs on top by 4, just over 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Some high-tempo offense, and once again, the Bulldogs doing what they've done well all season long with the takeaways.
And I think as you look through here, the keys that they're looking for anytime they review targeting, I don't think there was a launch there. You didn't see Zarek Hill try to spear the quarterback. I didn't think he thrusted upwards, didn't strike with the crown of his helmet. All of the key metrics that they look for and point to for targeting, I did not think was there. Thought it was clearly a violent tackle, but the quarterback was in the pocket. To me, I did not think that this was targeting. We'll get the call here in a second from our head referee, Reed Brotherton.
They're taking a look at this one for an awfully long amount of time. A tough decision to make after this hit by Zarek Hill.
Take another look. There's no doubt that there is helmet-to-helmet contact here. But you see the face mask to face mask initiated contact. I think that also, this is a great look at it. Tisdale Jr. slipping there. We'll see what the call here, but again, to me, I did not see this as targeting from Zarek Hill.
Well, we'll see if that helmet-to-helmet contact proves to be targeting here. Could be a big game changer.
After review, prior to the fumble, personal foul, targeting, defense number 21. Number 21 is disqualified. The 15-yard penalty enforced in the previous spot with an automatic first down.
Yeah, and you see immediately Sonny Cumbie coming over, pleading his case. I could not disagree with this more. I'm not sure what you want Zarek Hill to do here. Where is he supposed to hit him? If he hits him low in the knees, it's also a personal foul. The quarterback slips in the pocket on a broken protection, and you throw a kid out of the game for the rest of the game. This is what drives people crazy about targeting.
Something he couldn't control. Like you said, the quarterback slipping down, causing him to hit a little bit higher. You know, if he's standing straight up, it's right in the shoulders and the chest.
And it's still a violent game played by violent people. Unless you want this to just turn into flag football, that's not targeting.
Also, Zarek Hill will be ejected from the game as Western Kentucky keeps the ball on offense. I mean, what a game changer this one is. And Louisiana Tech could have very well been in a great position to score. Instead, the field flips back to where it was, and it's first down for the Hilltoppers, driving back down the field. So Tisdale back on his feet after the hard hit. Hands it off to Lavelle Wright, the big running back here. First carry of the day. He leads the team over 5 yards per carry, more the red zone guy, and he gains a couple yards.
And I'll say credit to Rodney Tisdale Jr. for the toughness, popping right back out there. Remember, this is his first start. He's on in place of a banged-up Maverick McIver. He's done a really nice job to start this game. That opening possession, driving down, was a great start for the redshirt freshman.
Well, the Western Kentucky staff said this is the job of the backup quarterback. Be ready at any given moment, and Tisdale is. He looks deep, throws, and he's got his man on the sideline, K.D. Hutchinson. One of the best receivers in this entire conference, second in CUSA with 30 catches entering today.
Good anticipation and an even better catch on that sideline from K.D. Hutchinson. That combination between Matt Henry and Hutchinson, as good as it gets for a duo in Conference USA at the receiver spot.
Tisdale already 6 of 9 completing passes, over 60 yards through the air today. This Western Kentucky passing attack not slowing down. The second in the conference with almost 300 yards in the air per game. They give it to Wright again, who sheds a tackle, and he trips down at the 30. Second and really long coming up.
The production right now for Western Kentucky is all through the air. The run defense for Louisiana Tech has been stout, which is what you would expect. Remember, this is a unit. Look at all the blue jerseys rallying to the football. This is a unit top 30 in the country and tops in Conference USA, giving up just over 100 yards on the ground per game.
They've only allowed 2 rushing touchdowns on the entire season. A stout run defense, and yes, Western Kentucky likes to throw the ball, but they want to establish the run today too. So 2nd and 20 from the 30. Plenty of time to throw, and he completes a pass over the middle. Musa Berry, 19th catch of the season here in his 3rd year at Western Kentucky. A 15-yard grab.
And this is a strike. Look at the arm strength here. Right over top of the defense, throws it high where Musa Berry can go up and get it. Great completion there between Tisdale Jr. and his receiver Musa Berry.
Berry started his career at Division II Mars Hill University in North Carolina in 2022. He's been with the Hilltoppers since. 3rd and 4. Fakes the roll, now going right. Another completion. He's got Lavelle Wright diving for the pylon. And he's just short of first down. And Western Kentucky will have it on the 1. Michael Richard with a big play, keeping him out of the end zone.
Love this play design. They sneak out Lavelle Wright to the opposite side. Watch that. They sell like this is going to be sprint out and then get the running back out to the opposite side. That is a great play design from offensive coordinator Rick Bowie.
So 1st and goal for Western Kentucky. One of the better red zone teams in conference. They're going to take a look at this play to see if he did get to that pylon, but it's been a great start for Rodney Tisdale Jr., a backup playing with a lot of confidence right out of the gates.
That throw over the middle on 2nd down to Musa Berry does not look like a redshirt freshman. That was a strike that he threw on a dot. Let's see if he gets in I think that's a touchdown.
Looks like he taps that pylon before he's out of bounds.
I agree with you, Jack. I didn't see any part of him out of bounds. This will be a great look at it. I think that's a touchdown. Blocked out a little bit by Jakari Foster there. I thought the other angle showed fairly clearly that Wright did not have any part of his body out of bounds. You see the feet off the ground. I think this is going to be a touchdown. What an effort there from Lavelle Wright.
Yeah, this would be his first receiving touchdown of the season. Usually the guy that they give the ball to on the one, he might have gotten the next carry, but they might not have to call another play.
This is a great angle at it right here. Feet are off the ground, still in bounds, makes contact with the pylon. This is a touchdown. Great job. Go back to that play design from offensive coordinator Rick Bowie. Love that sell the sprint out to the left, leak the running back out to the right, and a good individual effort from Lavelle Wright to get that ball in the end zone.
Bowie and this coaching staff have put Tisdale in a position to succeed today. A young redshirt freshman in his first start, and he's on a roll right away.
And there's been a couple times where there's been negative plays running the football, and they've overcome it by throwing screens and down the field, especially on this possession.
Big shoes to fill, too, because the man he's stepping in for, Maverick MacGyver, is Conference USA's leader in passing. A seventh-year, 25-year-old quarterback who's helped his back out.
The runner hit the football with the pylon by rule. That's a touchdown.
So Lavelle Wright
will have a try for point.
Did tap that pylon while still in bounds, so it's a touchdown for Western Kentucky, and the Hilltoppers take the lead.
Take advantage of the penalty yardage on that controversial targeting call, and some strikes down the field from the redshirt freshman Rodney Tisdale Jr.
11-play, 75-yard drive taking about 5.5 minutes. Tisdale has been outstanding to start. Well, here's John Cannon on for the extra point. A redshirt senior out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who started his career at USF as a starter for 2 years. He's only ever missed one extra point in his career. He's 124 of 125. Three-point lead for Western Kentucky with just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Huge play for Lavelle Wright, diving for that pylon, staying in bounds, and putting Western Kentucky on top in the first. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. Head across the Atlantic for some world-class pitch play as Bayern and Club Brugge go head-to-head in the UEFA Champions League tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on CBS Sports Network and streaming live on Paramount+. Well, we'll take a look at that Lavelle Wright touchdown in just a little bit that put Western Kentucky ahead of Louisiana Tech 10-7. We've seen 3 total drives in this game and 3 scores so far. A pair of offenses that are flying around to start. Two teams coming off of losses last time out, looking to bounce back and keep climbing up the CUSA standings. Bulldogs will start on offense at the 25.
We go back and look at that touchdown and the play design. This puts Makai Mason, the linebacker, in such a conflict because this running back is lined up on the opposite side. As they release him out, he has to go from rushing the passer to slam on the brakes, try and pick up the running back, and he can't do it. This all is drawn up so well because they have the running back lined up on the opposite side of Makai Mason. They know they're putting him in a conflict position, and it turns into a touchdown.
Blake Baker leading Louisiana Tech. Drove them down the field for a touchdown last time. He dumps it to Omari Wiggins, the junior running back, for a solid gain. Wiggins was preseason third-team All-CUSA. Last year he led the team with over 500 rushing yards.
Can't tell exactly who this is down for Western Kentucky at the bottom, but clearly frustrated.
Now that looks like Kent Robinson, the redshirt senior cornerback in his second year at Western Kentucky.
He tossed his helmet a second ago. You could tell immediately something was wrong. Hate that for a guy getting some playing time tonight. Corner room's been banged up a little bit. Typically see Nazir Ward and Dylan Flowers, but hopefully Kent Robinson's able to return. We'll step aside.
Back with just under a minute to go in the first quarter. Western Kentucky on top of Louisiana Tech by 3. Take a look at some early numbers here in the first quarter. Entering today, top Western Kentucky offense, almost 30 points per game. They love to air it out. On the Louisiana Tech side, a very solid defense, not allowing much more than 100 rushing yards a game.
And an offense for the Bulldogs happy to have their quarterback Blake Baker back. He missed 3/4 of their loss last week to Kennesaw State. Saw Trey Kukuk in there and Evan Bullock as well in that loss to the Owls.
Baker 7 of 7 for 70 yards today. Dumps it off, finds his tight end Finley diving near that first down marker, but he's a little bit short. Dave Harrod with a nice tackle.
And you know you have a lot of belief in your big tight end when you're throwing tunnel screens to your tight end. Watch this from Eli Finley. Blocked up pretty well. Good job by Western Kentucky rallying to the football. Dave Harrod played with a couple tight ends, Vance McDonald and Luke Wilson, that played in the league for a long time. If you have that security blanket as a tight end, you feel awfully good about it as a quarterback.
Preseason first team All-CUSA at tight end. There's Wiggins diving forward. He's got the first down for Louisiana Tech.
He shows you why he is the more physical back between the two. Tevenin and Wiggins does a great job. Good vision, bouncing this, picking up the first down. What a first quarter here in Ruston.
Offenses flying around. Western Kentucky leads it 10-7 here in a weekday Conference USA clash. Back in Ruston for the start of the second quarter, with Western Kentucky leading Louisiana Tech 10-7. First quarter that saw almost 200 passing yards, only 12 total rushing yards, and we've seen great quarterback play on both sides. It's Blake Baker leading the charge for the Bulldogs, a perfect 9 for 9 today. Now they bring in Trey Kukuk, rather Andrew Burnett on the Wildcat. Burnett, the third string runner. We were expecting to see a little bit of Wildcat today, with Baker a little bit banged up, dealing with a right shoulder injury. Not going to use him a ton in the run game.
Yeah, good job by that left side of the offensive line. Look at that block from Ashanti Cole, the left guard.
Here's Burnett again on the Wildcat, pushing towards that first down. We'll see where they mark him. Looks like he's got it. Louisiana Tech keeps on moving.
And an element, like you mentioned, Jack, that this La Tech offense trying to figure out ways to get carries for some guys outside of Blake Baker. Good job up again on that right side of the offensive line, picking up that first down as we see Baker check back into the game. But Burnett and Kukuk, like you mentioned, those will be some of the guys that we see at the quarterback spot in the +1 quarterback run game.
An opportunity to use the quarterbacks to run, but Baker looking to throw. Over the middle, it's tipped, and it's incomplete. Almost intercepted. Nazir Ward almost had his paws on that one. Could have had his second pick of the season, while Baker was looking for the true freshman Jalen Mickens.
And created by Harper Holloman. Watch the pass rush. Number 44 getting his hands up. That's who causes this ball to sail a little bit. And very fortunate La Tech is that wasn't an interception from Nazir Ward.
You know, when you see pressure in the pocket like that, are you supposed to evade those kind of hands, or you just let it fly anyway?
I think Baker thought he had a little more time than he really did. Should have moved a little bit to his left to try to buy some time.
Looking to throw on second down. He dumps it off to Omiri Wiggins, dashing towards the line to gain, and he's out of bounds a little bit short. He grabbed 6 yards.
And Holloman, going back to that first down play, is the guy that we spotlighted coming into this game. Good job by Wiggins getting vertical here, making one guy miss and picking up some of that yardage. Big third down here. The defense for Louisiana Tech was on the field a long time on that last possession. They're going to want the Bulldogs offense try to give them a little bit more of a breather.
Louisiana Tech 3 for 3 on third down today. Here's Baker. Thought about throwing first. He's going to dive forward past that first down marker. He's got it. Now Baker dealing with a little bit of a right shoulder injury, not expected to run a ton. He might actually be a little bit short here.
Yeah, I think he's about a half-yard short. So Cumbie came in immediately calling for targeting. I don't think there was anything there, but that was close. If he's short, it's not by much.
Looked like the odd nature of the way he slid. And he marked the ball a yard short. So on 4th down, hand off Wiggins. Can he get there? This one's going to be close. Western Kentucky thinks they have it. It was Rylan Suafilo, first one there, and it's Western Kentucky ball on the 4th down stop.
What a play by that front for the Hilltoppers. Massive stop on 4th down. Louisiana Tech gambles, doesn't go any sort of wildcat, keeps it on the ground, and look at the push from that Hilltoppers defense. Big play from Western Kentucky. They'll have great field position when we come back.
Western Kentucky takes the ball right back, leading by 3 early in the 2nd quarter, and it was Davis Merritt's defense with a huge stop. He's in his 3rd season at Western Kentucky. First as a DC, he was previously the inside linebackers coach. They made a huge 4th down stop to get the ball back.
And it's a great individual effort right there by the leader of the defensive line, Rylan Suafilo. Blows up the guard pulling, makes a shoestring tackle. That is all one man, big 93 in the middle, coming up with that stop on 4th down.
Only 15 rushing yards for Louisiana Tech. Tisdale throws, and he lofts it out of bounds. Second down coming up.
Good decision there from a young quarterback. As we see a flag thrown, I think they're going to, it is a late holding call from the side judge.
Holding defense number 23. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Trying to target the tight end coming across the field, Lofton Howard. Thought maybe he was grabbed initially, but there was a long pause. Sonny Cumbie not happy with how long that took for the line judge to call. You see as he's getting grabbed across, there's no doubt it's a hold. I'm not sure what the delay was in calling it, but they got it right. It was a clear hold.
Yeah, it was the redshirt freshman Alonzo Jackson Jr. Here's Parrish on the carry, and he's got the 1st down. The true freshman running back leading the way for the Hilltoppers.
By far the best run so far tonight for the Hilltoppers on offense. Been slow so far in the ground game. They get the freshman from Valdosta, Georgia. Breaks loose for a nice 1st down chunk play on the ground.
That doubles up the running total already. On 1st down, Tisdale looks to throw. A bullet over the middle, incomplete. It was off the fingertips of Cameron Flowers.
Trying to get that glance route right over the middle of the field. Louisiana Tech brings pressure, and this will be coming right at you. This ball just needs to be a little bit out in front. See that ball on the back hip of Cameron Flowers. Tough anytime you're on the move like that. Want that to be on that front shoulder. A little bit inaccurate. What could have been a big play to Cameron Flowers ends up as an incompletion.
As Coach Helton said, Tisdale is going to get the ball out quick. He's got a quick trigger. A keeper here pushes forward with a block, gets past the 25 and dives forward towards the line to gain.
And that's an element, again, on the ground that this offense did not have with Maverick McIver. Watch the burst right here. As soon as he decides this is all designed quarterback run game, that is a good job and good burst to get past the initial line of scrimmage and pick up that 1st down.
Couple of solid runs for Rodney Tisdale Jr. in his first career start, trying to replace Maverick McIver, the conference's leading passer, as he hands it off here for a short gain. Gave that one to Parrish once again, and that's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Over 1,800 passing yards already. Preseason All-Conference USA first team, and he's really lived up to the hype. A 7th year. Started his career at Texas Tech, didn't get to play. Then he went to Abilene Christian, where he threw for over 8,000 yards, and he's getting that second crack at FBS. Not starting today because of an injury, still available to play if needed. Throwing over the middle, complete. Lunging forward, did he get in the end zone? No signal yet. Still no signal.
Side judge said touchdown initially.
Jackson West, the redshirt senior. And it looks like he got into the end zone for a touchdown, but they're going to take a look.
Another good play design. Working tight end, Jackson West all the way across the field. This will be a great look at it.
Oh, wow.
That's
I mean,
close.
That's very close. His back was almost lying on that line. I mean, this is Jackson West's first career catch at Western Kentucky. Will be his first career touchdown.
And remember, that tight end room extremely banged up. Noah Myers out, Justin Wolf on in an emergency role, and their original starter, Maverick McIver, loves it. But that was a great effort from Jackson West. And Jack, you said it exactly right. I thought initially he was down at about the half-yard line, but able to rotate, I think maybe keep that shoulder off the ground. Remember, this was called a touchdown on the field. So is there irrefutable evidence to overturn this?
He did a great job of keeping his body off the ground. As you see him flip over, you know, he's trying his best not to let an elbow or a shoulder get down.
This is a great look at it here. Where does that shoulder touch? I think he may be down at about the 1 foot line.
It looks like it. But one heck of an effort to try to get into the end zone.
Runner's left shoulder was short of the goal line. The ball will be placed at the half-yard line. It'll be first and goal.
But what a play again from Jackson West, the 4th string tight end coming into this season. And this offensive staff told us guys are going to have to step up in that room between Lofton Howard and Jackson West. Big time play there from the 5th-year senior from Huntsville, Alabama.
So West with a 17-yard grab that brings Western Kentucky inside the 1-yard line. Going to be a tall task for Louisiana Tech to try to stop this one, even though they have such a great run defense, and it's been fantastic today. Starting inside the 1, West and George Hart III in the backfield, with Tisdale under center. He's going to turn, hand it off, and George Hart III is into the end zone for a touchdown. Western Kentucky extends the lead.
What an impressive drive all the way down the field from Western Kentucky. George Hart III, short yardage back. Does a great job finishing this off. Blocked up well on the right side. And they ask George Hart III to punch that in for another score for the Hilltoppers.
They've used Wright, Parrish, and Hart in this run game, as well as the quarterback Tisdale. They spread the carries pretty evenly. They've got 3 backs with over 35 carries on the season. So Western Kentucky has scored on every drive tonight, a field goal and then a pair of touchdowns. It was George Hart III, the 5th year, capping it off with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Western Kentucky on top by 10 in the 2nd quarter. Back in Ruston with the Hilltoppers leading the Bulldogs by 10 in the 2nd quarter. Let's take a look at the AP Top 10 powered by Ram Trucks.
Feels like every week that we update this, you have movement because teams in the top 10 keep losing. Miami, that was a stunner against Louisville. They slide all the way down to 9. How about Vanderbilt? That was a big win over LSU, cracking into the top 10. And just as we mentioned, Commodores protecting their home field. Arizona State, after a tough loss against Utah, they bounce back in a big way. Texas Tech down their starting quarterback in that game. And that win, Louisville over Miami, turning over Carson Beck 4 times in that game. Extremely impressive stuff from the Cardinals.
The country's starting to take Vanderbilt very seriously, which you're going to have to do. Louisiana Tech takes this one back. Devin Gandy breaks a tackle, looking towards the outside past the 25, and he's out of bounds right around the 30.
Take a look at the shot delivered by Omari Wiggins. Watch number 22. He's the up back. Just goes out of the frame. Watch this block. Boom. Unbelievable stuff from the running back spot. Maybe taking out a little bit of frustration.
He's usually initiating those with the ball in his hands. Now he doesn't have to worry about it on special teams. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, getting things started. Just about 10 and a half to go in the 2nd quarter. Baker looks to throw. He lets go, and it's picked off. And that one might have hit the ground. Incomplete. Dave Harrod. Very, very close to an interception.
Second time we've seen one sail on Blake Baker. And fortunate both times these did not end up as interceptions. Take a look right here. This will be a great look. Well, that ball didn't bounce off the turf first. That should have been an interception. Baker very fortunate that was not picked off.
Dave Harrod very close to his first pick of the season. Baker scrambles, taking it forward. He's got the first down past the 45. Playing through injury, still putting his body on the line.
And you saw the difference here where he stays up and initiates contact. On that last possession, he dove down early, about a yard short of a first down. Said, not this time. I'll take the shot. I'm going to make sure I pick up that first down.
Baker hands it off to Tevnin this time for a short gain. Sophomore running back transferred from Navarro College in his first year at Louisiana Tech. Entered today leading the team in carries and yards.
Good job on that right side. Like Robbie Harrison able to set that edge. Looked like he had Miller Malone in there with him as well.
Three guys that can take the ball and run, but today only 33 total yards on the ground, 21 of which have come from Baker. So the running backs and the blocking struggling for the Louisiana Tech offense. 2nd and 10 from the 46, and it's a pitch. Tevnin takes this one near the 50 and takes a hard hit. Gain of 5 with 3rd down coming up after Miller Malone delivered.
Similar spot to the last drive. Louisiana Tech got to a 4th and about a half yard and went for it. I think down 2 scores already. Don't be surprised if they pick up anything here, get this to a 4th and 1 or 2. Wouldn't be shocked if the Bulldogs stay on the field on offense.
Tevnin in the backfield with Baker again. Three of 4 on 3rd down today. He throws and it's caught on the sideline. A great athletic catch made by Devin Gandy. First down for the Bulldogs.
Gandy matched up against Javon Mack. This is a back shoulder fade. Great job by Baker throwing it right off the ear of the DB, and an even better job by Gandy working back to the football. That is a big time first down conversion.
19 yards for Gandy, the 6th year, who played 5 seasons at Sacramento State, is in his first year with Louisiana Tech. Wildcat again, it's Andrew Burnett, the big running back, diving forward, and he's down around the 30. You like the Wildcat to take some pressure off of Baker?
I like the combination of Burnett, and as we also now see Trey Kukuk come into the game for his first action. I think this is the group that are trying to take some of those hits off of Blake Baker. He showed you a couple times already in this game he's dynamic and can take off, but they don't want him getting hits on that right shoulder.
Trey Kukuk, the junior out of Mission Viejo, California, started the first 2 games, was 25 of 36 passing, only 1 touchdown and fewer than 200 yards, so they opt to go to Baker as the starting quarterback for the 3rd as they hand it off to Burnett.
But I'll say this, Jack, as a quarterback that's lived through having a Wildcat, it's tough when you go first down run, second down run, 3rd and long, starter, please come back in the game and bail us out. That's a really difficult ask to put on your quarterback. Remember, Louisiana Tech has some challenges at kicker tonight. Drew Henderson's out. John Hoyt Chance is kicking. This may be 4-down territory here for the Bulldogs.
Burnett in the backfield on 3rd and 6. And they keep it on the ground with Baker, who dives forward. Down just shy of the 25. 4th down coming up, with the kicking unit trotting onto the field. It's a big tackle by Jalen Wester, the team leader for Western Kentucky, to stop him. So here's John Hoyt Chance, redshirt freshman out of Shreveport. Chance in his 2nd year at Louisiana Tech. First as the starting punter and now on the kicking duties today. Drew Henderson out with a groin injury. From 44 yards. He doinks it. Close but no cigar for John Hoyt Chance, and it stays a 10-point lead for Western Kentucky.
A 4th down stop on the last possession and a missed field goal And the missed opportunities piling up right now for the Bulldogs. Good snap and hold. And for the backup kicker, you said, Jack, close but no cigar. Fortunate if you're a Western Kentucky fan, and Sonny Cumbie not happy. The guy on the other side, Tyson Helton, is.
College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. Back in Ruston, Louisiana, where Western Kentucky's on top by 10. Just over 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, and the Hilltoppers have gotten off to a really fast start. Playing well on both sides of the ball, which is very important because they've had some slow starts this season.
This is really only one of the few times that they've had a start like this. You go back for Western Kentucky, losing at half against Toledo, Nevada, Delaware, and FIU. It's been a fast start tonight.
And off to Lavelle Wright for a short gain. They've mostly relied on the pass game today and got some whistles on the field.
And for Louisiana Tech on the other side, remember, their top defender, Colby Fields, is out for the year. Tore his ACL against UTEP. Now, guy that they're real high on, the freshman linebacker Zarek Hill, he's out after the targeting call that went against Louisiana Tech. So this defense reeling right now with a couple of their emotional leaders out of that linebacker room.
Facing a quarterback in his first start that's looked pretty comfortable so far. Tisdale throws over the middle, and it's caught by K.D. Hutchinson with a burst of speed. Is pushed out of bounds just shy of the 50. Gain of 19 for the speedy wide receiver.
And there's another shallow cross against man coverage. K.D. Hutchinson coming all the way across. It's going to be a clean pick play. This is completely legal.
Handoff here, cut down right around the line of scrimmage is Lavelle Wright.
Good play by Jakari Foster coming up from his safety spot. A sure-handed tackler. Fifth-year senior from Piedmont, Alabama. One of the emotional leaders on the back end for this Bulldogs defense.
JUCO transfer from Hutchinson. Jakari Foster, who's one of the leading players on defense for La Tech, and flags all over the place.
Offside. Defense number 96 with contact. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
We get Zion Nason, fifth-year senior. Nason knew immediately. See line up at the nose guard spot. As soon as he
got a little bit of a head start.
He got a head start and then immediately came off the field. Said, I got it. I'll take a breather for a minute.
Second and 4 for Western Kentucky. Under 5 to go in the second quarter. Tisdale looking to throw. He slings it sidearm, but it's incomplete. Looking for Quincy Burrows there.
And a dangerous throw late on a shallow cross. Chief Leota from the linebacker spot almost comes away with an interception here. Watch on the right side, number 42. As he spot drops, he's reading the quarterback's eyes. That late throw, you're a half second away from that ball going the opposite direction.
Is there a period of time where you say, you know what, it's going to be a little too dangerous to throw over the middle?
As soon as it crosses over the center to the other side, if you feel like you're late, that's where you either eat it as a quarterback or take off.
Third down, Tisdale throws deep down the sideline, and it's over the head of Musa Berry. Fourth down.
Musa Berry may have lost where this ball was in the lights. Looked like stopped his route, matched up with Jamal Shelby Jr. on the outside. You can see Berry had sort of stopped his route there. I like this decision from Western Kentucky to put this away. Remember, Cole Maynard, punter for Western Kentucky. This is leads FBS in punting yardage so far this season, just under 50 yards a punt, one of the top punters in all of college football.
Yeah, Maynard, the redshirt senior, transferred to Western Kentucky after 3 years at North Carolina. He's become one of the best punters in the nation.
Western Kentucky, their first.
Timeout called by the Hilltoppers before the punt on 4th and 4. 4.5 minutes to go in the first half, and Western Kentucky has been in control of this one, but Louisiana Tech has a chance here to get the ball back on offense, and they're really going to need to do it to stay in this game.
This is a big opportunity here for Louisiana Tech on this next possession, because if they can come away with points, they get the ball coming out of half as well. If they could put together a drive, take off some clock here, feel like you might be able to steal a possession.
Well, there's been a
little bit of a change here, Jack, as the punt team is off the field. This offense is back on the field with Rodney Tisdale Jr.
They're going to take a chance here on 4th and 4. Haven't gone for one today on the season, 2 of 7. And with the redshirt freshman, they're going to go for it. On 4th down, rolling left, Tisdale throws, and it's complete on the sideline. Staying composed, he gets it to Matthew Henry for a 1st down.
Good play design and an even better throw and execution from Rodney Tisdale Jr. Working to his left, good accurate throw on the outside, and a great route from Matt Henry.
Tisdale with over 130 passing yards today. 1st down from the 40. Hands it off to Hart. He's tripped up right around the 35.
Jack, it's still early, still in the 1st half, but I'm not certain for Western Kentucky that this isn't the guy that Western Kentucky needs to rock with the rest of the season at quarterback. Rodney Tisdale Jr. has played unbelievable in this 1st half as a redshirt freshman.
Looking to throw again, staying composed, and this one is incomplete. He was looking for K.D. Hutchinson.
Line judge came in and thought it was a completion, but the umpire said it hit the ground. This will be a great look at it. Right off that right shoulder, almost had it. Going back to Tisdale Jr., the element that he adds running the football, I understand Maverick McIver leads Conference USA passing coming into this game, but the challenges that they faced the last couple weeks in conference play and the turnovers, I think so far tonight, he's making his head coach Tyson Helton have something to think about at the quarterback position.
Well, if anything, they know they can give McIver some time to come back. Tisdale's looked fantastic. Hand off to Hart once again on 3rd down, and it's going to be 4th coming up.
Well, they're within range of Jack Cassidy, who last week hit a 55-yarder that probably would have been good from 70. He's the long-range kicker. John Cannon typically takes anything under 35 yards.
This would be around 52 or 53, right around Cannon's range. There's the holder and punter Cole Maynard. We'll see who comes out to kick. It looks like Jack Cassidy, the redshirt junior from Northern Ireland. 6'6", 230 pounds. Tyson Helton said this kid can kick it from 70 if he needed to.
And when you're on the field in warm-ups, he looks like a defensive end.
Timeout called with under 3 to go ahead of this field goal attempt. I mean, Cassidy's got all the leg in the world for this one. He made a 55-yarder last time out against FIU, like you said. They were aggressive in going for it on 4th down earlier. What do you think about the idea of kicking the field goal here instead of going for it?
Well, I think on the last possession, I was a little bit surprised that Western Kentucky went for it there, but a great play getting it to Matt Henry, and now an opportunity to get points here. Get this to a 20-7 lead. I think the confidence you have in Jack Cassidy after that kick a week ago that was 55 yards, which again, the one he hit versus FIU would have been good from 65.
First year in college football for Jack Cassidy. He previously attended Ulster University in Northern Ireland. He's thrust into a brand new situation here, looking to make his 2nd career field goal. From 53 yards, it's Jack Cassidy. And Cassidy buries that one. That one might have been good from over half field. Holy cow. What a leg for the Northern Irishman, Jack Cassidy. Stepping away for 30 seconds here on CBS Sports Network. So Jack Cassidy extends the Western Kentucky lead. It's 20-7 over Louisiana Tech. 2.5 minutes to go in the 1st half. Louisiana Tech has all 3 timeouts. They've done an okay job today on offense. 153 yards in total. They've struggled a little bit to run the ball. What do you think they need to do on this drive, Taylor, to get the ball rolling?
I think here going in before half, the emphasis is just to come away with some sort of points, even if it's a field goal. They get the ball coming out of half. They've moved the football against Western Kentucky. It's just finishing drives that they've struggled with.
Cassidy slipped on this kick, and it goes out of bounds. So great field position to start for Louisiana Tech.
The ball be placed on the 35-yard line.
We'll take another look at this one. Cassidy, after hitting a 53-yarder, said he slipped right there, telling his head coach.
Take a look. That plant foot goes out from under him. I'm not even sure what your special teams coach tells you on the sideline. Say, Coach, I'm not trying to trip.
Say, Coach, I need some metal spikes.
That kick that he hit a second ago, couldn't see it because it was so high up on the end zone facility. It almost went into those premium seats that the boosters here for Louisiana Tech are sitting in. That ball would have been good from 75 yards.
Well, you know, Western Kentucky might have found its quarterback in the future, Rodney Tisdale. I think they found their kicker of the future in Jack Cassidy. I mean, special teams are really important.
What a leg from Jack Cassidy.
You're right. He looks like a tight end. He's 6'6". Sadly, he towers over Cole Maynard. Cole, sorry. I mean, you're one of the best punters in the nation, but holy cow, Cassidy with a big kick. Give the Hilltoppers a 13-point lead.
After the play was over, personal foul, receiving team with a late hit, 15-yard penalty, first down.
We get a late hit, and unfortunately not a number given. So instead of the ball being at the 35-yard line, Sonny Cumbie's confused as well. Instead of the field position there for Louisiana Tech at the 35, it's backed all the way up to the 20.
Well, that's the fourth penalty on Louisiana Tech, and a crucial one, a loss of 15 yards. Blake Baker looking to throw, dropping back. He's under a little bit of pressure, and he dumps it off.
Good job by Western Kentucky recognizing and sniffing out that screen. Trying to get a running back screen. Looked like to Clay Tevenen. Western Kentucky was all over it, and Blake Baker just had to throw it in the dirt.
They've struggled to run the ball. 20 yards from the running backs, but on this drive, they're going to have to let it fly. 3 timeouts, 2:23 to go in the half. Baker with good protection. Throws to his running back, Clay Tevenen, for a solid gain. Third down coming up.
See if Louisiana Tech goes a little bit of tempo. Slow it down now. Big play here. This third down conversion. See if they're able to pick this up and keep the drive alive.
See if they can get the snap off before the 2-minute timeout. And there was a jump at the line of scrimmage. It was Rylan Suafilo who immediately knew it was on him.
Offside. Defense number 93 with contact. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
There's no play there for Louisiana Tech because the 2-minute timeout is coming. They go to the line, hard count, and get a free 5 yards as we go to the 2-minute timeout. That first down conversion, massive play for the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs.
13-point deficit for Louisiana Tech here in Ruston. Find out if they can drive down the field on the other side of the break here on CBS Sports Network.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by the Air National Guard. Serve your way. Join the Air National Guard. Visit airforce.com. By Kubota, your compact equipment provider. And by
right back into action here in Ruston as Marlon Jackson moves the chains for Louisiana Tech.
And good recognition there from Blake Baker. Soft coverage matched up against Javen Mack, excuse me. Raise up, throw that out route. Louisiana Tech on the move here close to midfield.
Bulldogs have all 3 timeouts, just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Looking to close the gap here, try to make it a 1-score game. Bulldogs 4-2 on the season, 2-1 in Conference USA. They want to stay in the thick of it. Baker to throw, lofts it deep. One-handed opportunity to the back shoulder. Devin Gandy was looking for it. It's incomplete. There's no flags on the field. Nazir Ward in coverage.
And like the no call there, I thought Nazir Ward was in a great position. Ball's thrown a little too far behind the receiver from Blake Baker, targeting Devin Gandy. I think fans here wanted a little bit of a call, but I like the no call there. I thought that was good coverage from Ward.
And Ward still talking. The redshirt sophomore, one of the best in this Western Kentucky secondary. Baker fakes the handoff. Under a little bit of pressure, and he steps up. He tucks it, going towards the sideline. And we'll see if he got there or not. Tackle made by Ali near the boundary.
Baker with the keeper.
Third down coming up.
Pursuit from Ali. This looks like it's going to be a first down when Blake Baker takes off. Trying to work to the sideline to conserve some clock, and Ali able to track him down.
6-yard gain for Louisiana Tech's leading rusher today in Blake Baker. He did in fact get out of bounds, so clock stopped for the Bulldogs. On third down, a throw over the middle. It's complete. Marlon Jackson on another catch. He's got the first down.
Sure-handed. One of the guys that this staff talked about needed to get him more touches. He's got a big frame, 6'2", 215 pounds, and these throws over the middle, that's exactly what you want out of a quarterback. Show your numbers and put it right between the 1 and the 8.
On first down, another throw over the middle, and he completes the pass to the true freshman Jalen Mickens. They have been great throwing the ball today. I mean, Baker has been supremely accurate.
And over the middle of the field, I think that's where Blake Baker's done the majority of the damage. Watch, right over the middle of the field. Works it in there before the linebacker, Jalen Wester, number 21, can work over to get a hand on that slant.
Baker looks to throw again. Now he tucks it, dives forward. He's met by a couple of tacklers and gains a few yards.
Timeout for Louisiana Tech here.
Coming up next, the Verizon Halftime Report. Adam Zucker, Rick Neuheisel, Brian Jones, Aaron Taylor, Randy Cross in New York will have stats and analysis of the first half. They'll also look ahead to this week's college football action right here on CBS Sports Network. So Louisiana Tech uses the timeout, stops the clock. Offense has been moving well. They've still got 2 more timeouts. You think they're going to run the ball at all, or just keep doing what they're doing?
For Louisiana Tech fans, you just want points here. If this just ends in a field goal attempt, but you can limit a possession, you don't want Western Kentucky to get a possession before half, and then Louisiana Tech comes out of half with the ball, you feel a lot better about this if it's 20-10. Certainly want a touchdown. But because of the issues Louisiana Tech has had so far tonight, not finishing drives, if you're a Bulldogs fan, you just want some sort of points here before half.
Last 2 drives have ended on a turnover on downs and a missed field goal for the Bulldogs. See if they can bounce back. Baker scanning for his options under pressure, and now he's got room to run. Flag down on the field as he runs out of bounds.
I think this is going to be a face mask. It looked like as Baker got loose.
Holding, offense number 55, 10-yard penalty.
Landon Nelson on the hold. I thought maybe there was a face mask on Blake Baker, but that is a huge penalty. It'll be the center 55 right in the middle. And as Baker takes off, man.
Kept a hold of that right shoulder a little bit.
A little bit. I don't know that there was enough in there for a hold for me.
Fletcher sold it well at the line, that's for sure. Under a minute to go. And it's 2nd and 16 for Louisiana Tech. We'll see if they can put some points on the board. Baker to run again. Still 2 timeouts, but he's tripped up here, and they'll probably have to burn another one. Rylan Suafilo with the tackle for loss.
It gives a little bit of a dance at the end. He's been everywhere tonight. He had the big play on the 4th down stop earlier in the game. Huge stop there again from Rylan Suafilo. Watch 93 on this quarterback draw. They pass him off. Big time tackle. Bring down quarterback Blake Baker.
So on 3rd and long, after the great dance moves, it's Western Kentucky that uses the timeout. The 3rd and 16 coming up for Baker and company. He has been fantastic tonight.
Well, this has been most of the production tonight has come from Baker, not just throwing the football, but on the ground as well. A couple big-time throws on the outside to Marlon Jackson. Seen him take off and use his legs as well. Banged up that right shoulder last week, against Kennesaw State. But so far tonight, that has looked fine. I think right here, to give John Hoyt chance, a little better shot at a field goal, you want to pick up something here on this 3rd and long. You don't necessarily have to pick up the first down. Expect Western Kentucky to play off coverage. Try to pick up something here to improve your field position.
He's got 3 out wide on 3rd and 16. Dropping back to pass. Under pressure, and he dumps it off to his running back, Tevenin. Dashing forward, looking for the first down, and he's got it. Out of bounds inside the 15.
What a play from Clay Tevenin. Good recognition from Blake Baker. Pockets collapsing around him. Where's your relief valve? Number 4 right here. Get him the ball, put it on him, let him get in space, and a good job outrunning the defender to the perimeter. Outruns Anthony Brackenridge, the linebacker. That's a massive first down for the Bulldogs.
Is it hard to make that decision when you know it's 3rd and 16? You might not get a big gain.
Well, it's what you're coached, right? He works to his 1st and 2nd read. It's not there. That pocket collapses. The 3rd read is your running back on that play. Does a nice job finding it.
Baker fakes the handoff, rolling left. He completes the pass on the sideline to David Piero. Another guy they're trying to get the ball to a little bit more. But it's 2nd down coming up.
Well, and Baker's just a little late getting this ball out of his hand. I think that's why you see Piero run himself out of bounds. That ball needs to come out quicker to Piero, give him an opportunity to catch and get vertical.
43 seconds to go, 2nd and 7. Pair of timeouts remaining for the Bulldogs. Can they bring this to a 1-possession game? They don't want to lose 2 in a row and fall out of a chance to get back to the top of the Conference USA standings. Hand off to Tevenin. Breaking his first tackle, diving forward past the 10. 3rd down.
Sonny Cumbie standing by the side judge. Now decides he's going to use a timeout. I think you're seeing that cat and mouse game right now. Cumbie's trying to make sure that at the end of this drive, they do not leave enough time for Western Kentucky to have another possession before half.
Do you think this is the spot for the end zone shot, or do they keep playing it a little bit slow with just 1 timeout, a little risky?
Well, a week ago against Kennesaw State, there were some issues by this offense in the red zone and some turnovers. They tried to throw a backline slant to Devin Gandy that got picked off. I think right now what you're telling your quarterback is if we have something designed at the end zone and it's not there, get rid of it. Got a great opportunity for points here before half. But that red zone target, they really like Marlon Jackson in these spots. They also like Devin Gandy.
Louisiana Tech trailing by 13 as the first half dwindles down. Third and 5 from the 8-yard line. Baker throws towards the 5. He completes the pass shy of the line to gain to Jalen Mickens.
Jai Eugene Jr., what a play. Rallying up. That's a big-time tackle. And I would be stunned here if Louisiana Tech goes for this. I think they're going to try to go hard count.
They do have 1 timeout left. And they're going to try to take 3 points here, but keep in mind, like we talked about, Drew Henderson, starting kicker, is out of the game. Not all these field goals are free chip shots, even though it's this close.
And an impressive drive there from Louisiana Tech. After the penalty, that ball started all the way at their own 20-yard line. Drive down the field, and for an offense that's really stalled out quite a bit in this first half, this would be huge here if they can get some sort of points here going into halftime.
Already a 13-play, 75-yard drive. The John Hoyt chance doinked it off the upright on his last attempt. We'll see if he can sink this one and make it a 10-point game. A 23-yarder. Fumbled snap, and they're not getting 3 here.
What a disaster way to end the half.
Lexington Matthews, a punter on the team who's the holder on field goals. Low snap, it rolled there. You can't blame Matthews a ton. And it ends not too pretty for Louisiana Tech. We've reached halftime here in Ruston with the score 20-7. Western Kentucky on top. Coming up after the break, we'll get you to Adam Zucker and the guys in New York with the Verizon Halftime Report. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. We'll be back here in Ruston on the other side. Plenty of first half fireworks here in Ruston, Louisiana at Joe Iye Stadium. Western Kentucky leads Louisiana Tech 20-7. Hi everybody, welcome into the broadcast booth with Taylor McCarg. I'm Jack Gordon. Thanks again for tuning in. Taylor, Western Kentucky with a 13-point lead right now. These are two of the conference's best. Louisiana Tech down by 13, but they're really still in it.
Well, incredibly impressed with Western Kentucky. You got your backup quarterback in the game, and they've been fantastic on the offensive side. Louisiana Tech just has to finish drives. They started the game really well. This was their only score of that first half. Trey Aberhart, his first touchdown of the season. And then the rest of the way in that first half, it was all Western Kentucky. Rodney Tisdale Jr., I think, has done a great job right out of the gate. This was a touchdown on that retrace route to Lavelle Wright to get the scoring going. Touchdown from Wright there. And then George Hart, the third. Great job capping off a big play from the tight end Jackson West on the play before. And right now for Western Kentucky, I think they've answered the bell on the road, by far their best first half of the season. But for Louisiana Tech, you see that 0 for 2 on fourth down. One of those counts as the failed field goal attempt going into half. The other thing, I think you've got to have the running game pick up for Louisiana Tech. Only 24 rushing yards for guys not named their starting quarterback, Blake Baker.
First half stats brought to you by Kubota. I mean, you said it, Louisiana Tech not able to finish drives. Couple of failed attempts on field goals, a turnover on downs. They're outgaining Western Kentucky by almost 40 yards. We'll see if they can finish a drive here, starting the first half of the ball, and second half rather.
I think if you're head coach Sonny Cumbie, you're telling your guys, look, we're right in the fight here. Get the ball coming out of half. We've moved the football. They outgained Western Kentucky in that first half. But you have to capitalize. The 0 for 2 on fourth down and the two field goal attempts, only one got off the ground, so it counts as one missed field goal. You have to be able to put away drives and come away with points for the Bulldogs.
Clay Tevnin,
it's a throwback.
Turn this one, they throw it back. Here's Gandy, full head of steam. He's got plenty of grass ahead. Down the sideline on the trick play, can they do it? Devin Gandy trying to make it all the way to the house, and he does. Gandy with a house call. What a way to start the second half for Louisiana Tech.
They hide Devin Gandy on the opposite side of the field. He starts out in the end zone. This is incredibly well designed. What a play. They work all the way to it. The right side, this throwback to Gandy, who started in the end zone. They're wearing all blue uniforms. He's in the blue turf. What a play to spark this Bulldogs team coming out of half.
Absolute trickery by Louisiana Tech. This is the spark they needed. An outstanding return. And how often, do you see a big play like this where some flags fly? It was good blocking the whole way through. It's their first return kickoff for a touchdown since 2019.
What a play. I think they're taking a look, make sure that this ball wasn't thrown forward. Let's take a look at whether or not this was backwards. It's thrown, looks like from about the 16-yard line. Where is it caught from? I think that's going to be a backwards pass. I think this should stand. Quick review, and it looks like it will. What a play design. Great throw as well from Tevnin.
I mean, that was outstanding. Tevnin to Gandy all the way to the house to put points on the board right at the start of the second half. A gutsy call to kick things off, and they get it done on the trick play. Clean operation here as John Hoyt Chance buries the extra point to make it a 6-point game.
Needed some sort of spark coming out of half. And watch, they hide Gandy so well. He starts in the blue turf back in the end zone. It's not caught at all by Western Kentucky. Good accurate throw from Clay Tevenen, who makes sure that it's a lateral. Speed the rest of the way, and good blocking like you mentioned, Jack. A lot of times trickeration like that, you see some holding or a block in the back. Guys are excited to run this play. They told us there may be some trick plays. They've kind of held him in the bag all season. What a play coming out of half for the Bulldogs.
How about Tevenen waiting for the right time, drawing everybody into that side of the field, and then he makes the decision.
Like the Music City Miracle.
Yeah, exactly. Staying calm, cool, collected, and then Gandy on the sideline, too. He was inches away from going out of bounds.
And I don't know why I'm saying the Music City Miracle. Jack's 23 years old. You weren't even alive when that play happened.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've dug through the archives. Well, might be the Ruston, Louisiana miracle here at the Joe. Devin Gandy taking this one to the house to make it a 6-point game. Exactly the spark Louisiana Tech needed to start things off in the second half. And I mean, it feels like now it's kind of a more even score that we expected, right? After a couple of failed field goals, a turnover on downs, this is probably where the game should be. Touchback on the kickoff, Western Kentucky. Rodney Tisdale Jr., the redshirt freshman, first career start today, filling in for Maverick McIver, the conference's leading passer, who has an injury to his pec. Didn't start the game. They said he's going to be available if needed, but Tisdale has done more than they could have imagined today. We'll see how the Hilltoppers respond to a huge play by Louisiana Tech. And it's a keeper for Rodney Tisdale. Second down coming up.
And I think for Tisdale Jr., I think if you're Tyson Helton, you're telling him coming out of half, do exactly what you did in the first half. I thought he protected the ball well. He was in total command of this offense, and utilizing his legs in that +1 quarterback run game is an element that Western Kentucky did not have with Maverick McIver coming into this game.
Tisdale, 5 carries, over 25 yards on the ground. He fires one over the middle, and it's incomplete. Looking for Matthew Henry, team's leading receiver.
Great job by Tisdale Jr. navigating the pocket. He's got that pressure off his right side, steps up. That pocket awareness is perfect. You got to put it out in front of Matt Henry. This is a touchdown if he hits Henry in stride.
He spread the ball around. You know, Henry comes into this game as the conference's leading receiver, 435 yards, 3 touchdowns. Only 1 catch today. 3rd and 6. Western Kentucky was 3 of 6 on 3rd down in the first half. Tisdale wants to throw, and it's incomplete. Almost intercepted. Chief Leota got his hands on that one, but couldn't haul it in. And Western Kentucky will have to punt.
Chief Leota is spot dropping right here. Watch him the entire way. He's got his eyes on Tisdale Jr., and as soon as he sees where the quarterback's going with the football, he sinks underneath it. And Tisdale Jr. very fortunate that this wasn't an interception.
You think he was reading his eyes the whole way through? And if so, what does Tisdale have to do differently?
Get rid of that ball a little bit earlier, as we get our first punt of the game from Cole Maynard.
Maynard boots it up. Back to receive Dedrick Latulis. And he'll take this one right around the 30-yard line as Louisiana Tech gets the ball on offense. Third down stop for Louisiana Tech as they get back on offense, trailing by 6.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by the Air National Guard. Serve your way. Join the Air National Guard. Visit airforce.com. By Kubota, your compact equipment provider. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Well, I know Taylor McCarg's hungry after seeing that. We went out to dinner last night. All he had was a side salad and petite McCarg over here.
Hey, come on. Hey, we had a great time at Squire Creek. Thank you to Steve Davison The team there had a great time, great dinner. Got you some gumbo for the first time in your life.
That was unbelievable. I feel like I've opened a third eye after eating that gumbo. Handoff, and it's broken up right away. Western Kentucky read it from the start. That was Javen Mack, the senior, with a big tackle for loss.
And if you're wondering what's going on, if there's fog rolling in, it's not fog. Don't adjust your television. It's the smoke from the fireworks in the halftime show that's moved onto the field.
It's not Lake Ruston. It's just the fireworks. 2nd and 13 for Blake Baker. Looking to throw right side, and he completes the pass for a first down. Through all the smoke, Jalen Mickens finds it for a 14-yard gain.
And a great job in recognition from Blake Baker. Safety's working over top. Has to throw this on a line before Jay Eugene Jr. works over. That was a nice job in recognition and a good accurate throw from Baker.
Baker 20 of 24 passing, almost 200 yards already. Not a pass-heavy team entering today. They're airing it out tonight. They're going to go again to the air here, and he completes the pass to Marlon Jackson. Stiff-arming Mack, and they'll bring him down. Not quite yet, but right around the sideline near the 30. An impressive run from Jackson to get some yards after contact.
Haven't seen as much of the RPO game as we expected, but a nice job from Blake Baker. Watch out, slow mesh, works up to the line of scrimmage, buys some time, and a great catch, contested catch from Marlon Jackson. Love the effort here as well, not going down easy. Fights for those extra yards as that ball comes out late and goes out of bounds.
Jackson's 5th catch of the day. He's got 90 yards, best of the season. Hand off to Burnett. Wildcat there instead, and it's 2nd down.
Element that we've seen a little bit in this game. A couple times drives have stalled where they go Wildcat on that 1st and 2nd down run, and it ends up in 3rd and long. We'll see here, is there any wrinkle off of this? See Marlon Jackson lined up in the slot.
Wiggins in the backfield with Burnett. They go to the Wildcat again, but a flag on the field.
Illegal snap. Offense number 55. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Call illegal snap on Landon Nelson. As we see Baker check back into the game. I like having Burnett in this Wildcat package if you're Louisiana Tech. You see kind of the flinch there first before he snaps it from Landon Nelson. But right now the Wildcat package, I think, is stalling drives for Louisiana Tech. They're moving the football, and then when that package comes in, it's either a penalty or negative play that's putting them behind the sticks.
2nd and 13 at the 35. Baker rolling to his left under pressure. He gets rid of it, and is that one picked off? It was. What a catch. Javen Mack with an interception, giving Louisiana Tech a little taste of its own medicine.
What a play from Javen Mack. This is great coverage and a force here from Blake Baker. You got to throw this one away. Great coverage again from number 12, Javen Mack. Read and react, come down with a big play for the Hilltoppers defense.
Western Kentucky with the ball after Javen Mack's interception. Saturday at 3:30 Eastern, it's big time in Iowa when head coach P.J. Fleck leads his Minnesota Golden Gophers against the Hawkeyes on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Mark Gronowski and the Hawkeyes, I mean, look at this, 54 wins all time. That's, what, only 1 or 2 more than you?
Yeah, it was definitely close between me and Mark Gronowski. Man, unbelievable player. Had him a couple times at South Dakota State in the playoffs and when they opened at Oklahoma State. That is a tough dude at quarterback. Iowa, I think, getting a little more out of the quarterback position this year than they had in years past.
So here's the Western Kentucky offense that has scored on 4 of its 5 drives today. The redshirt freshman Rodney Tisdale Jr. getting the start, and he throws this one into the dirt. 2nd and 10.
Good recognition, Michael Richard from the safety spot. I've seen really both defenses do a good job in recognizing screens when they're there. Able to blow that up, and credit to Tisdale Jr. for throwing that in the dirt. Live to play another down.
6-point deficit for Louisiana Tech, one of the best defenses in the conference. They hand this one off to Cameron Flowers, trying to get something going, but he's brought down before the line of scrimmage. 3rd and long.
Really nice job on the point there on the outside. Looked like Jacob Fields from the safety spot forces Cameron Flowers to bounce that. That's a really good job by this Louisiana Tech defense, who's bowed up to start this second half.
Fields, in his 3rd year with the Bulldogs, entered today tied for the team lead with 39 tackles. 3rd and 11 for Western Kentucky.
Well, they just caught Chief Leota. Get a timeout here from Western Kentucky.
That was close. They tried to get him on the hard count. Now look at Blake Baker, who's had an outstanding game today for Louisiana Tech. 20 of 25, over 200 yards, and facing off against a quarterback whisperer himself in Tyson Helton, who's brought this Western Kentucky team to 6 straight bowl games. Year after year, they have one of the top offenses in the conference. And Rodney Tisdale Jr. has followed that up, even being the backup to Maverick McIver.
And for Maverick McIver and Tisdale Jr., it's been really impressive what Tyson Helton has built and his sustained success. You go back to Caden Veltkamp a year ago, Austin Reed in 22, Bailey Zappi, who's in the NFL still. I mean, this is, for Conference USA and Western Kentucky, they have been the standard, especially at quarterback play and offensive play. Rick Bowie, offensive coordinator, talked about it doesn't really get much better in terms of a G6 opportunity as an offensive coordinator than Western Kentucky.
Yeah, they have guided great offenses year in and year out. Louisiana Tech, too. 8 bowl games since 2014. Here's Tisdale on 3rd and long, through the fireworks, smoke and all. Tucking it and running it. Can he get to the first down? He does. Diving forward past the 25.
Really impressive from Rodney Tisdale Jr. Recognizes pockets collapsing around him. That clock goes off in your head as a quarterback. Get vertical, beats Emmanuel Ogans to that left side. Able to pick up a huge first down for this Hilltopper offense.
Tisdale's got 40 rushing yards today. The quarterbacks are the leading rushers for each team as this play is blown up behind the line of scrimmage. George Hart got the carry. Chief Leota, first one there.
The running backs, like you just mentioned, Jack, on both sides, not getting a ton of production. Marvis Parrish is averaging 6 yards a carry for Western Kentucky, but didn't have very many touches. Right now, I think defense is doing a nice job stopping the design run game from both running backs, but the quarterback production on the ground has been huge for each offense.
Louisiana Tech run defense best in the conference, only allowing just over 100 yards a game. Dump off pass to Parrish here. He's tripped up out of bounds. 3rd down coming up. It was Jakari Foster with a big tackle.
And when you look at Louisiana Tech on tape, tackles like this are why they're one of the top defenses in college football and the top defense in Conference USA. That is a great open field tackle that looks like it could be an explosive play. Instead, just a 2-yard gain.
Can Tisdale get it done on 3rd down? Throwing to Matthew Henry. And he stopped short.
Big time play again from Jacob Fields. Looked like Makai Mason in the mix as well. Shallow cross working all the way across the field. And you see Fields, number 8 trigger, fly all the way downhill. Big time tackle. Able to get their unit off the field.
So on 4th down, Western Kentucky has to punt. It's Cole Maynard, who's 2nd in the nation in average yards per punt. Dedrick Latulis to return. Tripped up. And he's down at the 32, where Louisiana Tech will take over on offense on the other side of the break. Here in Ruston, Louisiana, with the Bulldogs trailing by 6. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. Back in Ruston, where Louisiana Tech trails Western Kentucky by 6, and Tyson Helton's group has been fantastic. The two longest tenured coaches in Conference USA. Helton, 7th year at the helm, a former quarterback at Houston in the late 90s while they were in Conference USA. He played for his dad when the squad won the 1996 CUSA championship. Cumbie in his 4th year for Louisiana Tech. Got them to a bowl game last year. Trying to do the same this season at 4-2, 2-1 in conference play. With Tevnin in the backfield, he gets the handoff, breaks the first tackle, gets into that second level for a solid gain.
Good first down run from Tevnin. That graphic on both of these coaches. This win for Louisiana Tech at Western Kentucky was really the biggest win of the season for them, springboarded them into the offseason.
Just a 12-7 victory last year. This game was a lot lower scoring. Incomplete to Marlon Jackson. You look at today, it's already 20-14. Last season, a 12-7 win for Louisiana Tech. And like you said, that was a big one. Sonny Cumbie was just 9-24 before that, 6-4 since. Louisiana Tech 6 of 9 on 3rd down today. See if Blake Baker and company can convert here.
Yeah, hard count caught Miller Malone in a blitz. See if Western Kentucky backs out of it.
They hand it off to Tevnin, and this one's lit up. A tackle for loss and a big one. 4th down after Jalen Wester gets there first.
Great job by the leading tackler for Western Kentucky. Watch 21. He flashes on the left side. Nowhere to go. Good tackle in the backfield. Causes a 3-and-out for this Western Kentucky defense.
Wester on his 3rd school. He started his career at Florida Atlantic, played there for 2 years, and was actually on the All-CUSA freshman team in 2022. And he played last season at Colorado. First punt for Louisiana Tech tonight. John Hoyt Chance, who's handled all of the kicking duties, is out there to boot it.
Louisiana Tech a man short right now.
And that play clock winds all the way down. A delay of game.
And Jack, I'm okay with that, with where they're at on the field. Take the 5 yards, but conserve your timeout. Maybe asking yourself, why don't you burn the timeout there? Try to get the numbers that you need on. In a game like this that's tight and back and forth and we think may go the distance, you're going to want those timeouts late in the game. You trade 5 yards on a punt situation and retain that 3rd timeout.
And this is where special teams really become important. We've already seen it be big today. Louisiana Tech has missed a field goal. They had a failed operation on another, whereas Western Kentucky, they've been great in the kicking game. Well, John Hoyt Chance boots it to K.D. Hutchinson, who lets this one bounce. And he pins them all the way inside the 20. 18th time he's done that this season, the most in Conference USA. Some special teams blunders have cost them a few points early on.
Well, John Hoyt Chance had this one from distance. Go off the post, almost sneaks it in. This one, unfortunately, gets the holder annihilated after a poor snap. But how about this? Coming out of half, the throwback from Clay Tevnin. They hide Devin Gandy in the end zone. That was a huge momentum play coming out of half to get on the scoreboard. Offenses otherwise have been quiet to start this second half on both sides.
An electric play coming out of halftime as Tisdale's tripped up here. The redshirt freshman quarterback, first career start, has done a solid job today, but second half has kind of been a different story.
Well, and another slip from Rodney Tisdale Jr. We've seen some of those on both sides of the ball. Remember, this is a brand new surface here in Ruston. Seen some cleats going out from guys on both sides.
It did rain a little bit earlier today, and funny enough, the smoke from the halftime fireworks still clouding the field. On 2nd and 17, trying to get something going with a handoff to Parrish, who gets a couple of yards, but nothing too special, and it's 3rd and long on the way. Western Kentucky hasn't been running the ball much, just 58 rushing yards. They were great in the first half. 4 drives, converting on all of them. Been a different story here in the second half for this Louisiana Tech defense, best in conference, only allowing 17 points a game, has returned. On 3rd and 12. Flag. Looked like a false start. They'll be backed up even further.
False start. Offense number 50. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
They got Lawrence Seymour on the left side. Take a look at the left guard spot. Starts to rock back in his stance. That is close. A lot of times you don't see that for guys that aren't in a 3-point stance. When they're in that 2-point stance, they start to rock back a little bit. Don't always get that call, but goes against Seymour. Now turns it in to a 3rd and 17.
They'll be conservative with a handoff here to George Hart III. Gains a handful of yards as Western Kentucky is going to have to punt it away again. Their offense has really stalled.
Yeah, both of these offenses. I think defense is settling in, recognizing what they're getting on both sides, how these offenses are attacking them. We'll see who's got the ability to adjust. And this is a game, remember, coming into this game, Louisiana Tech leads the conference in creating 13 takeaways. Thought they had a 14th earlier in the game on the targeting that went against Zarek Hill. But Western Kentucky continue to take care of the football in a game where they have a slight lead.
Here's Cole Maynard, son of longtime NFL punter Brad Maynard, 15 seasons in the league. Here's Jalen Mickens, the wide receiver, just a true freshman with some blockers ahead, and he absorbs a big hit. There goes Mickens down the sideline. No way! No way!
Flag on the far side of the field, near midfield. Western Kentucky's bench signaling like this is going to come back.
During the return, legal block in the back. Receiving team number 82. 10-yard penalty to spot the foul. 1st and 10.
Luke Seib, the tight end, caught for that block in the back. So instead of another explosive special teams play, it remains 20-14, Western Kentucky on top. We'll be right back after the break.
Well, Luke Seib gets caught right here, and it is an obvious block in the back. And what's most unfortunate, if you're a Louisiana Tech fan, I'm not sure this would have had any impact on the play if he lets him go. Actually, I'm certain it wouldn't have had any impact on the play. And that's one you wish you could have back, and if you could see Seib on the sidelines getting the talking to from special teams coordinator Dan Sharp. Unfortunate play for the Bulldogs. It goes the opposite direction. Now the offense back on the field with work to do.
Well, Cedric Woods had an opportunity to change this ball game. Instead, 6-point deficit for the Bulldogs. Blake Baker throwing out wide, incomplete. Looking for Marlon Jackson that time. He's targeted Jackson the most today, been a really reliable receiver. That's just the 6th incompletion for Blake Baker.
Baker trying to leave that ball outside, make sure that it doesn't go the opposite direction. David Mack in coverage. You see an interesting formation here. Got a couple of the big men split out.
They fake the handoff. Baker keeps it. And this one's going nowhere. A really interesting decision that leaves them with 3rd and long.
Anthony Brackenridge wasn't interested in this new play design at all. Number 3 off the right side. Watch him blow this up. He almost takes Clay Tevenen's head off. Blake Baker fortunate to keep on his feet and just pick up something there on that play.
Brackenridge in his 4th year at Western Kentucky, 2nd on the team with 33 tackles entering this game, and they described him as a violent player that can hit hard. 3rd and 9 for Louisiana Tech. Baker under a little bit of pressure, steps up and throws, and it's complete over the middle. Luke Watkins, the freshman receiver, with a 1st down, a gain of 14.
Got a Western Kentucky player down, but what a nice job by Blake Baker, working up in the pocket, finds the freshman receiver over the middle of the field, and a good job by Luke Watkins finding the soft spot in zone coverage. He didn't run to go get himself covered, looks back at his quarterback, finds that soft spot, and a big 1st down conversion from the freshman from Prosper, Texas, Luke Watkins.
Baker has spread the ball out around today. That's Ali, one of the safeties for Western Kentucky, down with an injury. Inside 3.5 to go here in this 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for La Tech Blake Baker and this offense have really been impressive. They've only put up 1 touchdown themselves, the other being the special teams return, but they've almost had 300 total yards today. They've really done their job, except for finishing drives.
Yeah, in terms of total offense production, they're at basically their usual production at 311 yards, what they came into each game, but it's been finishing drives. Again, as we see Ali, shoulder getting banged up, see him coming right in the middle of the field. He's got the initial contact on that right shoulder, stays down immediately. Hopefully Ali's able to return as he's got that arm kind of hanging to his side. I go back to what a nice job from Blake Baker and his pocket awareness. It's closing in around him, that he didn't just take off and try to get vertical and run for it. Finds his receiver Luke Watkins in what was a big 3rd down conversion.
Well, that's Baker on the sideline as Trey Kukoc, the backup quarterback, is in. They expect to see him in the run game, and here it is on a little QB power. Drop behind the line of scrimmage as a flag flies onto the field.
Holding offense number 58. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat first down.
You get Jonathan Dennis, the right guard. And Jack, I'm not sure that Louisiana Tech needs to run any more of the Wildcat in this game, whether it's from Trey Kukoc or Burnett when he's in. Anytime Louisiana Tech has gone to that Wildcat package, bad things have happened to their offense. One way or another, whether it's a negative rush play or a penalty, they've gone backwards.
It's been 3 in a row for negligent gains or negative plays. So it's 2nd and 19. Blake Baker back in, the starter who's had an outstanding game so far. Looking to throw. Marlon Jackson makes the catch past the 50. Sheds another tackle. He's staying on his feet. A huge play to bring them closer to a first down, and they've really got a chance here on 3rd.
And this is subtle, but watch Marlon Jackson at the last second how he works back to this football. If he stays put and catches this, he gets tackled immediately. At the last second, he works back towards the quarterback, and that creates the missed tackle, able to get the yards after catch. Really nice job from Marlon Jackson.
So actually 2nd and 5 coming up here with Omari Wiggins in the backfield. Here's Baker. Looking deep, throwing over the middle. It's caught again. Luke Watkins. Once again, the freshman receiver staying busy in the passing game.
How about it, Luke Watkins, the freshman on the over route. Watch this catch. He picks this off his shoelaces. It's not a great throw. Good play over the middle from Luke Watkins.
Tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. Baker off the field again. It's Andrew Burnett, the 3rd-string running back who we've seen on a handful of Wildcat opportunities. But like you said, they haven't really been going anywhere on the most recent ones. So on 1st and 10, back to the Wildcat. Burnett going somewhere. All the way near the 10. That's exactly what they needed. It was Jalen Lewis who brought him down short of the first, a 9-yard gain.
And by far the most productive play for that Wildcat package. Really nice job on the right side of that offensive line.
Moving quick. Burnett again. Can he get that 1 yard? He lunges forward. We'll see where they spot him. Harper Holloman had a big hit to keep him right around that spot.
Line judge at the bottom looked like gave him the 11-yard line. I think they're going to be about a half-yard short.
So Burnett back on the field. See if they give it to their short yardage back. Burnett. Fake handoff. Looking for the end zone. Baker throws over the hands. Looking for Eli Finley as tight end. And it's 4th and short coming up.
Good coverage from the safety, Jalen Lewis. Really only one place you can throw this to Eli Finley because of the sticky coverage from 7 right there. That's underthrown. It's probably an interception. Now, obvious 4-down territory, down 6 with all the kicking woes that Louisiana Tech has had.
Starting kicker Drew Henderson is out. They missed a field goal from John Hoyt Chance. They had a failed operation with a bad snap. So on 4th and 1, timeout is called. Louisiana Tech timeout before. I mean, this is a big play. Louisiana Tech already 0 for 2 on fourth this evening, but this one could really turn the tides. Can they put some points on the board or give it back to a tough Western Kentucky team?
And it was interesting that after the first down run from Burnett, second down gets it to a half-yard, that they then bring Baker into the game for a play action. Thought they'd keep Burnett in, try to lean forward for that half yard. This possession's been by far the most effective that Wildcat package has been. Now we'll see what do you go with here? Do they go back to that Wildcat with Burnett? Does Blake Baker come in? Do we see the tush push? Just need, I'm not even sure it's a half yard, about the length of the football that they need to pick up this first down.
They've done a solid job at running the ball all year long. 4th in conference in rushing yards per game. Today, just 64 yards on the ground. Andrew Burnett into the ball game for what will likely be another Wildcat opportunity. Here's Burnett. He takes it himself. Did they stuff him or did he get there? Looks like he's got that first down. They go back to the ground and keep this drive alive.
And a great job breaking the tackle of Jalen Wester. Watch number 21, middle linebacker, reads this and just misses the tackle. For as well as Jalen Wester has played, that was a play that the Hilltoppers needed him. And a nice job by Burnett fighting through that tackle to pick up a first down.
Burnett, the 5th year on his 4th school. Went to 2 JUCOs in Kansas and NAIA, and he's really been making plays for Louisiana Tech. Baker through the air finds his tight end, Finley.
Finley's about as sure-handed as it gets for a tight end as we reach the end of the 3rd quarter. A back-and-forth game.
Louisiana Tech trailing by 6. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. Stick around for a 4th quarter between 2 of Conference USA's best. Let's take a look at tonight's game summary, brought to you by the Air National Guard. 6-point lead for Western Kentucky right now, but I mean, look at the passing yards for Louisiana Tech. Blake Baker has had a great game.
Yeah, Western Kentucky only 33 yards total offense in that 3rd quarter. The penalties on the right side that you see for Louisiana Tech, that has been huge, especially on that punt return that was wiped away for a touchdown on the last drive. Offense has responded, driven all the way down the field. See if Louisiana Tech is able to capitalize with a touchdown.
One of those penalties early on, targeting on Zarek Hill, the freshman linebacker. He was ejected. There's potential for a turnover. Baker fakes the handoff, throws into the end zone over the hands of Marlon Jackson. Tight coverage by Western Kentucky, and it's 3rd and goal coming up.
Good coverage by Javen Mack. This is an RPO. Really nice job on the outside because Blake Baker extremely patient. Look how long this play takes to develop. 12's in a good position, eyes back on the quarterback. Like the no call there. You see Louisiana Tech asking for a flag there for PI, but not going to get it.
Burnett in the backfield again. Fake handoff, another throw to Jackson, incomplete. Javen Mack in coverage once again.
Another slant. Javen Mack reacts underneath this route. Ball's high and behind Marlon Jackson. Louisiana Tech drive stalls out. Forced for another field goal attempt.
Well, here's John Hoyt Chance. Mentioned it earlier. He's been the starting kicker today. Starting punter all season long. Picking up the kicking duties. Drew Henderson out with an injury. On the 23-yard attempt, it's good to make it a 3-point game here in Ruston. Early in the 4th quarter, an exciting CUSA matchup here on Tuesday night on CBS Sports Network. Sunday, count on an NFL on CBS doubleheader with the early schedule headlined by Caleb Williams and the Bears meeting the Ravens. Then an outstanding interconference matchup when Dak and the Cowboys go on the road against Bo Nix and the Broncos. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Louisiana Tech has done a great job of churning out NFL talent over the years. L'Jarius Sneed, one of those guys that's stuck in the league.
He was unbelievable during his time at Louisiana Tech. and still doing it at a high level in the NFL. I remember coming here in 2012, we played Louisiana Tech. They had NFL dudes all over the field, 21-0 in the first quarter before we could blink. Tough place to play in Ruston.
Losing before you can put your cleats on isn't always fun, is it? Well, we got a tight matchup here in Ruston tonight. A 3-point game. It's been all Louisiana Tech in the second half, outscoring the Hilltoppers by 10. So the Western Kentucky offense will take over at the 25-yard line. Their receivers have been a little bit underwhelming. A pair that have been fantastic this season, but Tisdale hasn't gotten them the ball much, especially in the second half.
They haven't gotten Matthew Henry in space. That's where he's most dynamic. And for an offense that's stalled out right now, I think you got to manufacture a couple touches to KD Hutchinson. Pop pass, screens, something that gets to him quick.
Only 33 yards of offense for Western Kentucky in the third quarter as the first handoff goes to Lavelle Wright for no gain.
And another slip. We've seen that a number of times, especially with Western Kentucky. Looked like Lavelle Wright had gotten the edge, thought he'd pick up something there. Instead, slips to the turf for no gain.
Tisdale still the leading rusher. Running backs for Western Kentucky have struggled tonight. On second down, Tisdale throws. And this one's complete to Jackson West. His second catch on the evening, a 5-yard gain.
Big play here on third down. And if I'm defensive coordinator Luke Olson, I think I'd apply pressure here on Rodney Tisdale. The times that they've dropped 8 and just played coverage, that's been where Tisdale Jr. has made them pay, whether it's a scramble or buying time and finding a receiver downfield. We'll see if Chief Leota in the middle, they bring a blitz here on 3rd and 5.
On third down, no pressure, good protection. He completes the pass, but it's popped out. That one's incomplete, and it's 4th and 5 coming up after the pass to Musa Berry.
Looks like Michael Richard there on the hit, number 1. If it wasn't going to be Richard, it'd be Chief Leota there as well. Good call on the field. Not a completed catch. That's a big stop. And the troubles continue for Western Kentucky on offense. Really have not been able to get any momentum going in this second half.
Their second half drives have been 3 and out, punt 3 and out, and another 3 and out. It's been a real struggle for this Hilltopper offense. This one was almost blocked by Louisiana Tech, as if they haven't had enough special teams heroics tonight. Here comes Dedrick Latulis with a really solid gain. He gets the ball all the way up on the 35 there.
I'm not sure how this wasn't blocked. It's just a miss. I mean,
he ran past it.
I thought the entire way it looked like JT Jackson had a chance to block that, a great chance to block that, but a good return on the back end. No flags on this one. And Louisiana Tech back in business with decent field position.
I mean, that's impressive composure by Maynard, the punter, to get that one off even with a guy in his face. On first down, Clay Tebnan in the backfield. Baker looks to throw. Dumps it to his running back. Here goes Tebnan, shedding a tackle. He's got the first down the sideline for a big gain. Clay Tebnan bringing Louisiana Tech forward. A 24-yard catch.
How about that speed with the ball in his hands? Jalen Wester, watch 21 in pursuit. He's got a decent angle. Tebnan able to beat him to the edge. And a big play from the running back, Tebnan, out of the backfield.
Rare missed tackle by Jalen Wester. So on first down from the 43. Baker with plenty of time throws it to his running back again, and this time he's going nowhere. Brought down for a loss.
Like Miller Malone able to come up with the tackle. Javen Mack, the corner, rallied there as well. You'll see number 12 first, David Mack. He doesn't make the play, but slows down Tevinen. And then there's Miller Malone there to clean up with a big tackle for loss.
Louisiana Tech trailing by 3 at home, an area where they've been fantastic. 3-0 at home this season, winning all 3 games by 10+ points. Hand off to Tevnin, and another loss. 3rd and long coming up after a big tackle by Robbie Harrison. in his first season at Western Kentucky.
And a good play on the edge by Javen Mack. Watch number 12, the corner. He seals the edge, doesn't allow Tevenin to bounce this, and then all the defensive linemen, Robbie Harrison included, able to rally to the football. That was something Western Kentucky really struggled last week against FIU. Gap contain and setting an edge. Much better example of it right there from that front.
3rd and 15 from the 48. Baker's got to air this one out. He's going to tuck it and run forward, get past the 45-yard line, but 4th and long on the way. Machiavelli Malo-Tumau along with Elon Jones on the tackle.
After that big play from Tevenin out of the backfield, Western Kentucky, nice job bowing up and getting a stop. They've really done a nice job of that in the red zone. 3 trips tonight for Louisiana Tech into the red zone, only come away with 1 touchdown. They did a good job of that as well against FIU a week ago. Red zone defense doing a nice job.
KD Hutchinson back to return, one of the fastest players on this Hilltoppers team. John Hoyt Chance boots it up. Fair catch at the 15, where the Western Kentucky offense will start when we come back from break. A 3-point game in the 4th quarter here on CBS Sports Network.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico. By Verizon. And by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram.
One of the more historic programs in all of Conference USA, Louisiana Tech, with some outstanding NFL players. I mean, Terry Bradshaw headlines that list with 4 Super Bowl titles for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, you know, this group here in 2025 looking to continue some success, trailing by 3 against Western Kentucky. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line with Rodney Tisdale Jr., the backup quarterback this season, who's had to fill in for Maverick MacGyver. Hasn't played today with a pec injury. Tisdale the handoff. They get the ball to Hutchinson, and he's got nowhere to go. Out of bounds for a big loss. Chief Leota, as always, there to blow up the play.
Looked like JoJo Odom, first one to get home. Watch 45. He doesn't make the play, but that's who forces Katie Hutchinson to have to bounce this. And then it's good team defense. Chief Leota able to rally. This offense right now, or Western Kentucky, completely stuck in the mud. Western Kentucky not able to get anything downfield. The chunk plays have completely stalled out for this offense right now.
Fewer than 40 yards in the second half for Tisdale and company. Looking to throw, plenty of time, and he completes a pass over the middle. It's Matthew Henry. But a whistle before he came out of bounds. Looks like he might have had a chop block at the line.
Good protection there from that offensive line. Louisiana Tech did not blitz, just dropped 8, which they have done a lot of in this second half. But that time, good protection up front. Rodney Tisdale Jr. did a good job recognizing soft spot. There's a big opportunity here for Western Kentucky to pick up a 3rd down.
No flag on the play. 2nd and 14. His knee was down. So 2nd and long for the Hilltoppers. They go Wildcat here. George Hart with a big gain. He's got the 1st. Well, that's a big one to turn the tides for a Western Kentucky team that was really stuck in the mud.
A late shift over that gets George Hart in the quarterback spot and blocked up really nicely. Running right down the tracks behind Quincy Jenkins, Lawrence Seymour, Caleb Nita. Good job by that O-line. This offense, that was a much needed 3rd down conversion.
Big drive for the Hilltoppers, trying to make this a 2-score game. At 5-2 on the season, they've got an opportunity to clinch bowl eligibility tonight. Stay towards the top of the CUSA standings. Another handoff to Hart, gets to the sideline. Flag down on the field.
A hold going against Western Kentucky.
10-yard down to the previous spot. Repeat first down.
And remember, so far tonight, Western Kentucky's done a great job protecting the football. No turnovers tonight. Had one wiped away because of a penalty. But this Louisiana Tech defense came into the game. They've created 13 takeaways. They lead all of college football with 5 defensive touchdowns. A spot here for Western Kentucky. Still have the lead. Take care of the football with your young quarterback still in the game.
A disciplined team under Tyson Helton, the longest tenured coach in Conference USA, with just a redshirt freshman quarterback. On 1st and 20, he completes the pass to Hutchinson. A solid gain to get them back near the original line of scrimmage.
Good job in blitz protection. They pick up the blitz off to the right side, and then a slant right over the middle of the field. The KD Hutchinson, leader in all of Conference USA in receptions.
Hutchinson, preseason first team All-CUSA. He was a member of the Bruce Feldman Freaks list, one of the best athletes in all of college football. On 2nd down, looking to throw. Good protection, and he might have picked this one off. No, it dropped into the turf. Looked like he picked it. He got it. It's intercepted. Louisiana Tech finally gets a takeaway. Cameron Carter, the defensive back, steals one and puts La Tech in a great position.
We just talked about taking care of the football, and this one sails on Rodney Tisdale Jr. I saw what you saw, Jack, that bobble at the end once he stood up, but I think this is a catch. I think it's a clean catch. It survives the ground. It's once he stands up, but he's still got that arm underneath the football. Great play from Cameron Carter and huge momentum from Louisiana Tech. They have lived on creating takeaways on the defensive side and finally created one midway through the 4th quarter.
First interception of the season for Carter. It's 12th for Louisiana Tech, the most in Conference USA. Top 3 in all of FBS. Handoff goes to Tevenin. Down the sideline for a huge gain.
This was the issue a week ago against FIU for Western Kentucky. Watch how this gets washed out. Everything goes this way, and he's able to bounce this to the outside. You've got to have an edge to force the running back inside.
Another handoff to Tevenin. Can he get to the outside? No, this one is brought short. Dave Herrod with the tackle for loss.
Herrard, a much better job of it that time. Not sure if there was a flag thrown.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 21. Half the distance to the goal. Dramatic first down.
We get Jalen Wester on the call. Looked like Herrard was the one that made the tackle. And after the big run from Tevenin, and then that penalty, Louisiana Tech back in the red zone. Remember, of all their red zone trips tonight, they've only come away with 1 touchdown.
See if they can capitalize here in the 4th quarter. Baker looking to throw. He lost this one. Incomplete past Marlon Jackson and almost intercepted by Nazir Ward.
Blake Baker needs to be very thankful that he put too much mustard on this over the head of Nazir Ward. You can't throw a back shoulder fade if the corner has his eyes on you. You only throw that when you've got the back to the corner to you. Nazir Ward was all over it. Louisiana Tech very fortunate that wasn't an interception.
On 2nd and goal, Baker hands it off. Tevenin pushing forward. 3rd and goal after a solid gain.
This is the area where the field has condensed down, and Louisiana Tech has struggled all game in the tight red area. As we see their bigger back, Andrew Burnett, check into the game. They have any answer here. 3rd and goal from the 6. This has not been an area they've had much success tonight.
Will the red zone woes keep on plaguing the Bulldogs? Can they capitalize and put some points on the board? On 3rd and goal, Baker throws, tipped, incomplete. Looking for Devin Gandy there, and the kicking unit trotting out onto the field.
Trying to go back to that slant into the boundary. Put it out ahead of Gandy, able to just get a hand on it. And credit to Western Kentucky. They've done a fantastic job. Did so a week ago against Florida International. In the tight red area, that's when they have bowed up and not given up touchdowns.
Chance 1 for 2 on field goals today. And he ties the game here. 20 apiece late in the fourth quarter. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. The big interception that led to 3 for Louisiana Tech. All tied at 20 with just over 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter in a Tuesday night Conference USA clash. Coming up next, we'll get you back to the studio in New York as our Inside College Football crew breaks down tonight's action and looks ahead to the weekend right here on CBS Sports Network. A fun back-and-forth battle between Louisiana Tech and Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers with a great start to this game. They put up 20 points in the first half, led it 20-7, but it's been all Louisiana Tech since. With some solid special teams, their kicking has improved with a couple made field goals by John Hoyt. Just over 6 minutes to go before Western Kentucky takes the ball on offense. Well, started at the 25, and Taylor, looking at your keys to the game beforehand, we've seen a couple of them really play a big part in this tie game.
Yeah, Western Kentucky did a great job in the first one until that last possession. Had a turnover there. I think they've done a nice job limiting Louisiana Tech running the football. For Louisiana Tech on offense, they've done a decent job creating the explosives, but this one right here, I think they've done a fantastic job on the defensive side of limiting Matthew Henry and K.D. Hutchinson, so much so that they've held Western Kentucky scoreless in this second half.
Handoff on the first play. Solid gain for George Hart III. Jaden Mayfield, the Louisiana Tech linebacker, on the stop. Another Ruston High School guy. Won a state title a couple years ago right here in his hometown. Second and 7 from the 28 for Rodney Tisdale. Hart's in the backfield again, and timeout was called. So Tyson Helton, Western Kentucky, and the crew use their second timeout. Only one remaining for them. Keep an eye on that as we get deeper here into the fourth quarter. It looks like this offense has really slowed down in this half. Louisiana Tech's defense has picked it up to where we expected them to be playing before tonight's game.
Yeah, the chunk plays that Western Kentucky was able to create in that first half have really not been here so far in the second half, and it's also been the momentum drives where Western Kentucky's got ahead of the sticks. That's where immediately following that you've had a penalty or a negative play where they go backwards. Big play here on second and medium to see, do they try to get the ball in the hands of Matthew Henry or K.D. Hutchinson? This is a down and distance. They like screens a lot of the time.
But Matthew Henry, who entered the game as CUSA's leading receiver, only has 24 yards tonight. They hand it off here to Hart, and Chief Leota's right there. A big tackle for Leota to force 3rd and long.
I'm not sure there's been a player that's been more consistent tonight than Chief Leota. Reads this, sheds a block, and comes up with the tackle. Great job for a guy that's been all over the field. Remember, he's the one that's had to really step up. Colby Fields, their all-everything linebacker, is out for the season, and Zarek Hill was thrown out for targeting. Chief Leota's had to step up, and he's done so.
2.5 tackles for loss for Leota. The 5th-year transfer from North Texas, who's been huge for this team. Big completion over the middle to K.D. Hutchinson for a first down. A much-needed play to keep this drive alive.
What a job by that offensive line in pass protection. Watch up front. You get blitz here, and they throw it in behind it. Good job. Everybody's picked up. Rodney Tisdale Jr. able to step into his throw and deliver a first down.
Well, Western Kentucky keeps it on the ground. And Louisiana Tech blows it up right away. Michael Richard in this secondary that gets involved in the box.
Yeah, I love when we talked with Luke Olson, the defensive coordinator, he described Michael Richard as a high IQ, physical football player that plays with great instincts. You saw all of that right there. It's a great example. Read, react, trigger to the football, come away with a tackle for loss.
8 tackles for loss for this Louisiana Tech defense, a vaunted group that's held Western Kentucky scoreless in the second half. Tisdale keeps it. He's got his eyes on the first down and more, all the way up to the 45.
Good job of recognition from Tisdale Jr. Simple zone read. Aggressive off to this right side. He recognizes both defenders crashing down. He'll pull the ball, get vertical, and pick up a first down.
Tisdale's been the leading rusher for Western Kentucky tonight, over 50 yards on the ground. On first down, they hand it off again. Looks like George Hart III getting another carry.
It just showed Rick Bowie a second ago, the offensive coordinator, loved our visit with him. A guy that started after playing Division III college football, was a 4th grade teacher in Baltimore. Then every step of the way, like an underdog, was a GA for Dana Holgerson, a guy that he credits for his success now in his coaching career, getting a big opportunity as the OC for the Hilltoppers.
He said he just wanted to be a varsity football coach. Well, he's blown right past those expectations. Tisdale to throw over the middle, and it's complete, but a flag's down.
Jack, from where this is thrown, looks like it's going to be holding on Louisiana Tech. There was some hand checking going on. I was curious which side that would go against. It's a big time play and by far the best drive of the second half for Western Kentucky.
Defense number 0. That penalty is declined. Result of play. First down.
They get Sam Fongang on the right side. And Tisdale Jr. takes a shot. Good job standing in the pocket and delivering a strike for a first down.
Tisdale has stayed composed tonight, threw some hard hits. Tyson Helton described him as just a cool customer heading into today's game. Another handoff, thrown down, another tackle for loss by Chief Leota.
Who else? Chief Leota, unbelievable. We'll get close to this 2-minute timeout. We'll see if either side, wondering if Louisiana Tech may burn a timeout here to try to preserve some clock.
2 remaining for the Bulldogs, 1 for Western Kentucky. They've had to use a couple already. We'll see if they let this thing wind all the way down. Now, they've got a lot of confidence in their kicking game. They've got 2 guys in John Cannon for close range and Jack Cassidy on deep kicks that they can go to if necessary. They'll let this one wind down before their 2nd and 14 play. All tied up at 20 with 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Who comes out on top? Let's find out. It's already been an electric matchup between 2 of Conference USA's best on Tuesday night here on CBS Sports Network. Two minutes of regulation to decide who comes out on top here in Ruston. Coming up next, we'll get you back to the studio in New York. Our Inside College Football crew breaks down the action. We'll talk about the weekend slate as well right here on CBS Sports Network. Well, Western Kentucky has the ball with some decisions to make. It's 2nd and 14 from the 29. They've got a couple of kickers that they really trust. That's John Cannon, who's been one of the best field goal kickers in the conference this year. 1 timeout remaining for the Hilltoppers. Handoff. They stay on the ground to Hart for a minimal gain. Jaden Mayfield with a tackle to make it 3rd and long. We'll see what they do clockwise here as Louisiana Tech that calls a timeout to stop it, hoping they can get the ball back.
And was curious coming out of the 2-minute timeout whether or not Rick Bowie, offensive coordinator, would try to test Louisiana Tech. Because once you get past the 2-minute timeout with the 2-minute the 2 timeouts for Louisiana Tech. If Western Kentucky picks up a first down, you effectively squeeze the clock out, and a field goal attempt more or less wins the game. It'd be minimal time that Louisiana Tech would have the ball back if they can pick up a first down here. But running the ball there on 2nd and 15, I think tells you Western Kentucky's probably going to be conservative here. We've already seen, whether it's John Cannon or especially Jack Cassidy from his distance, they're well within range here.
Yeah, Cannon made one from 47 earlier tonight. Ball on the 29 right now. You'd see a 46-yard field goal if they couldn't gain any yards, but it looks like at this rate, likely run the ball, force La Tech to use their last time out.
And maybe Rodney Tisdale Jr. on some sort of draw. His legs have been huge tonight for this Western Kentucky offense.
Leading rusher with 61 yards. So here's Tisdale, just like you said, keeping it on the QB power, breaking some tackles with a really nice gain to shorten up a potential field goal here.
Get that last timeout burn from Louisiana Tech. And I think if I'm Rick Bowie, I would have gone to this on 2nd down. Try to get this to a 3rd and short to potentially ice this game away, but a great job from Tisdale Jr. protecting that football at the point of attack. Louisiana Tech burning that last time out, able to stop the clock. A chance here for Western Kentucky to take the lead.
A couple of really reliable kickers, and Rodney Tisdale, I mean, yes, Western Kentucky's yet to score in this half, but thrown into the fire as a redshirt freshman in his first start might have guided his team to a potential victory. There's John Cannon, who's only missed 1 field goal all season. He's got the best field goal percentage of anyone in the conference with more than 1 attempt. Cannon, the redshirt senior, first year at the Hilltoppers, 4 years at USF, trying to make a name for himself in this Western Kentucky program. Can he give them the lead on a 37-yarder? Cannon, can he do it? No! Tipped. It was tipped. What a play by Louisiana Tech. Special teams heroes tonight in Ruston.
Can't take anything for granted. A chip shot field goal for John Cannon as we see flags come on the field late. On the Louisiana Tech bench, it looks like just a warning. But what a play from that kick unit. Take a look right on the right side. Looked like number 9, Makai Mason.
Mason jumping, just lunging in front, goes through the line and gets the right hand on it. A huge play for Makai Mason in his 2nd year at Louisiana Tech, stepping up in a big role as a starting linebacker. Played 2 seasons at Syracuse, and he's showing out for the Bulldogs. A huge turnaround. So here's Baker. Can he guide the offense to a score? They throw to Eli Finley, who keeps on pushing the pile, and a helmet flies out. That's a Western Kentucky helmet. Lots of whistles. No flags quite yet.
And the clock has stopped.
Oh, that was Finley's helmet. He's back out to get it.
And I'm not sure how Eli Finley's helmet comes flying out of the pile, and you don't have some sort of penalty here. Take a look at the last second as they're trying to strip for the football. This is a long conversation from our officiating crew.
Such a physical game so far. We've seen a lot of hard hits.
The offense came off through play. By rule, that's a 10-second runoff. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 24 seconds. The play clock will be set to 25 seconds, and they'll start my ready for play signal.
And unfortunately for Louisiana Tech, there's no penalty called, and they get a 10-second runoff.
Only 1 timeout remaining. 2nd and 4 from the 26-yard line. Baker looks to push it down the field, throws over the middle, off the hands, incomplete, looking for Jalen Mickens. Looks like he threw it a little bit behind him.
Had Mickens over the middle of the field. You watch him double clutch, ready to go right here. That ball needs to come out earlier and into that second window off of Jalen Lewis. Fortunate that it wasn't an interception to Lewis in the middle of the field.
3rd and 5, 1:16 to go in the 4th quarter. Each team with a timeout remaining. Baker on the biggest 3rd down of the game keeps it himself. Towards the sideline, he's got the 1st down. Playing through injury and all, Blake Baker with a big run for a 1st down.
Western Kentucky not able to set the edge. Look on the left side, wide open. Good job by Ashanti Cole, the left guard, pulling around, and good recognition from Blake Baker, getting the edge, picking up that 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 33. Baker, the leading rusher for Louisiana Tech tonight. He sends Tebnan out wide. Evading a tackle, incomplete on the sideline.
Jack, I think they're going to have a conversation about whether or not this was grounding. I think they're going to say that they threw in the area of Devin Gandy, but that was close.
No intentional grounding. 2nd and 10, ball at the 33. Baker already with 299 passing yards today. Almost 400 total yards of offense for Louisiana Tech. Baker looks to throw. He gets it to his running back Tebnan. He's brought out of bounds on the sideline. It's 3rd down coming up.
Good job from Miller Malone rallying to the football. Louisiana Tech's had a couple plays pop tonight. Running backs out of the backfield, but not that time.
All tied at 20, just 1 minute to go. Louisiana Tech at 2-1 in conference play, looking to keep climbing the ladder. Baker rolling right, throws and it's complete. He gets it to Devin Gandy, dodging forward for the 1st down.
Gandy able to spin back inside, picks up another 5 yards, but now Louisiana Tech, that clock will run after it's spotted. Back on the ball quick.
There goes that game clock beginning to melt. 1 timeout remaining for the Bulldogs. On 1st down, Baker to keep it. And he's brought down for just a short gain. We'll see if they use that timeout or not. They're going to try to clock this thing. They stop the clock at 31 seconds. It'll be 3rd down coming up for the Bulldogs.
Jack, I think I would have used the timeout there. I think clocking it at 3rd and 7 now. Not sure I wouldn't have just gone ahead, used that timeout, try to come up with a good play that you're confident in on 2nd down, retain that down. Be interesting to see now here. You really need to pick up this 1st down. No opportunity to clock it if you don't. And I think they're out of range for John Hoyt Chance from here.
Louisiana Tech hasn't had a game decided by 1 score all season long. See how they operate in the final 30 seconds. It's a handoff to Tebnan for another short gain. He gets past the 40. Clock continues to tick. And they're not using the timeout. On 4th down, they're going to run the kicking unit out there. We'll see if they can get the operation done. With 1 timeout remaining, they don't use it. John Hoyt Chance gets the kick blocked. Ball still alive on the ground, and now it's down past the 20.
I'm not sure on clock management there down the stretch from Louisiana Tech.
How did they not use the timeout?
I thought on 2nd down you burn the timeout, try to come up with plays to pick up your 1st down. The running the ball on 3rd down I also didn't quite understand, and then rushing the kick team on while still saving a timeout.
A great special teams play by Western Kentucky, blocking this kick to keep the game alive and take us to overtime. Here's the block kicked. That's taking us to overtime. It was John Hoyt Chance out for a long one, and the Hilltoppers got their hands on it to keep 3 points off the board. The special teams has been the difference tonight. couple block kicks in the final 2 minutes.
Kicking woes on both sides, I think, part of why we've landed here in overtime. Wow, what an opportunity for both of these teams. Western Kentucky, that red zone defense has been fantastic all game.
The kicking woes have plagued Louisiana Tech tonight. They missed one early on. They had a dropped snap, or a bad snap and a dropped hold, and now a kick blocked. There's a look at Chief Leota, Eli Finley, the captains for Louisiana Tech. 3 out there for Western Kentucky after the coin toss.
Here are the rules. The 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line will each get 1 timeout apiece. For the 1st and 2nd overtime, we'll start at the 25-yard line. For the 3rd overtime, if we have one, we'll start at the 3-yard line for a try for point. Western Kentucky, you have the option of offense, defense, or side of the field. This is heads. This is tails. What's your call? The call is tails. The call is tails. It's tails. Western Kentucky wants defense. Which side of the field do you want for us? Okay, here we go.
So Louisiana Tech gets the ball on offense first. They've held Western Kentucky scoreless the entire second half and battled back in this game. They've scored 7 points in the 3rd, 6 in the 4th. Blake Baker and company with well over 400 yards tonight. We'll see if Tyson Helton's group can stay tall on defense and extend this game. Well, Taylor, in this last drive, what do you have to see for Louisiana Tech? Well, not potentially last drive for Blake Baker and company.
Yeah, I think you obviously want to put the pressure on Western Kentucky, come away with a touchdown on the first drive, but that's been something that Louisiana Tech has not been able to do other than the 1 touchdown in the red zone to start this game. We'll see. The guy that I would be looking to in the red zone is at tight end, Eli Finley. Big frame, top target for his quarterback, Blake Baker.
Tevnin in the backfield. He looks to throw. He completes it. It's Devin Gandy, who's already made some plays tonight, shedding tackles. And he gets up to the 22 before Jalen Lewis brings him down.
Too much lateral movement there. After you make one miss, you've got to try and get vertical, pick up what you can. This is set up nicely, but after this first move right here, you've got to get vertical, try to pick up another 3 or 4 yards.
For 1 down.
They're going to say Marlon Jackson's helmet came off.
So he's got to come off the field and miss a play. He's been their most targeted receiver. 5 catches, 76 yards, 10 targets tonight. They won't have him on 2nd and 7. Baker rolls left, throws. It's complete. He's got Gandy dodging towards the end zone. He's down inside the 5.
Great move back to the inside from Gandy. Got Nazir Ward matched up on him on the outside. Watch, as soon as he catches this, instead of spinning to the outside, works back in, making a defender miss. Ball came out. Good job by Eli Finley. Johnny on the spot, able to fall on this football, retain possession. That ball is clearly out. Would have been a huge play. Eli Finley able to jump on it.
Andrew Burnett on the Wildcat. Is he stuffed short? Yes, they slow him down right around the 2. 2nd and goal coming up.
And again, this is where Western Kentucky's defense has shined the last couple weeks. They've been phenomenal in the tight red area. Did so against Florida International, done so tonight against Louisiana Tech. If I'm offensive coordinator Tony Franklin, I'm keeping exactly what they just had with Andrew Burnett running between the tackles.
Here's Burnett keeping it again. Did he get there? Looks like he stopped short this time at the 1. 3rd and goal up next.
Dave Herard in a safety spot. I thought this was a touchdown from Burnett. Watch 17 crashing down. Holds him up just at the last second at about the half-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 1.
Burnett on the keeper again. Lunging towards the end zone. Did he keep the legs churning? No signal yet. It's a touchdown. Andrew Burnett into the end zone to give Louisiana Tech the lead.
Jack, this is so close. Called a touchdown on the field. Burnett gets contacted about the 1-yard line. Western Kentucky is convinced that he didn't make it. Great effort from Andrew Burnett. We're going to have to take another look at this. I'm not sure he got over the plane.
Well, they're out to kick the extra point. Officials talking it over. First lead of the game for Louisiana Tech.
The score is now under review.
And they'll take a look. Just like you said, this one is really, really close. They've gone to Burnett numerous times in these short yardage situations. They gave it to him 3 times in a row. Let's see where that momentum stops, where the knee comes down, and geez, that's really tough to see.
And he's on top of what looks like one of his offensive linemen. This will be a great look at it. Contact at about the 1-yard line. Remember, this is called a touchdown. And I'm not sure on either one of those angles we have anything that's conclusive enough to overturn this.
You can't see where the ball is from those angles. Maybe a peek here.
It was a good job by Machiavelli Maluatu.
All the Western Kentucky players thought they had it, but Burnett lying there in the end zone, like you said, might have stayed above the ground laying on top of his own man, but it was just really tough to see where the ball was, and you know, out of those angles, nothing conclusive to overturn.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Looks like we're going to get the call here. But I'm not sure from what we saw on those angles there's anything to overturn this.
After review, the ruling of the field of a touchdown is upheld.
Massive play for Andrew Burnett and that offensive line. They've been challenged all game. Western Kentucky's front 7 had done such a nice job in the tight red area. One more look at Burnett, able to just get across the goal line for a touchdown in this first overtime.
Second touchdown of the season for Andrew Burnett. He gives La Tech a 26-20 lead in either team's first overtime game of the season. John Hoyt chance to make it a 7-point lead. And he does. So we'll find out if Western Kentucky can respond on the other side. We're staying here in Ruston after Andrew Burnett's touchdown, as Western Kentucky offense drove down the field, had a kick blocked. Let's see if they can put points on the board here. See if they stay with Rodney Tisdale. Maverick MacGyver warming up with him out on the field right now. And you know, Maverick, conference's leading passer, out today with an injury, available to play if needed, but looks like Tisdale coming back out for overtime. The redshirt freshman, his first career start. What have you seen out of him, Taylor?
He did a nice job in the first half. This offense really stalled out in that second half. It's been 20 unanswered for Louisiana Tech. Now all the pressure on this young quarterback. He deliver, and they need him most in this first overtime period.
Marvis Parrish in the backfield. Rodney Tisdale Jr., biggest drive of his short career. He throws a short pass to Jackson West, complete on the sideline, as Michael Richard pushes him out of bounds.
And a missed opportunity. Musa Berry coming wide open, number 3. If he sees this, watch right here on the corner route. Number 3 wide open, completely uncovered. A miss there from Rodney Tisdale.
Timeout called by Louisiana Tech. They'll talk this one over on defense before the 2nd and 7. A defense that has really stepped up in the second half, now extending into overtime. They haven't allowed any points since the second quarter.
And they got a turnover in the fourth quarter. Remember, this was a team tops in Conference USA, top in the nation in terms of touchdowns created off of turnovers, 5 coming into this game. That interception, Cameron Carter on the overthrow from Rodney Tisdale Jr. was a massive play to keep momentum for Louisiana Tech. Do they have an answer here? This is also a defense that we haven't talked about. The top red zone defense in Conference USA as well.
They've done outstanding this season in the red area. They've been the best run defense. They've allowed the fewest points per game, fewest yards per game, and that defense has showed out here in the second half, carrying into overtime. Well, Western Kentucky, they're trying to clinch bowl eligibility and move to 6-2. La Tech trying to stay undefeated at home, keep their momentum alive after last year's win over Western Kentucky. Here's Tisdale on a keeper, breaks past the 20, and he dives just short of the 15. Zion Nason, the D tackle, with a huge one.
And I think Nason may have saved a touchdown there. That design +1 quarterback run game has been a revelation for this offense. And Rodney Tisdale Jr., credit to Zion Nason for that shoestring tackle.
3rd and 2 coming up. Western Kentucky 6 of 13 on 3rd down today. Parrish and Hart in the backfield for Tisdale. He looks to his sideline, and they call timeout. Probably the right time to use it to go over the play call if Tisdale wasn't confident at the line.
Whatever they were in there, had the heavies in the game, both tight ends. Looked like Tyson Helton and Rick Bowie didn't like what they saw. Be interested to see here, is there any sort of shot play that you draw off of this, where you know that the defense, everybody's close to the line of scrimmage, anything where you sell Tisdale Jr. running the football, which has been so effective for them, try to get that secondary that's been so aggressive, get them to trigger downhill, guys like Jacob Fields and Michael Richard, and then throw in behind them.
They've been really confident using the QB run play. On 3rd and 2, we'll see how they operate. Parrish and Hart the third in the backfield once again with Tisdale. Now they're going to go Wildcat. It's George Hart with a jump pass, but a flag on the field. Trying to go to some trickery, and they false started. Western Kentucky jumped.
Offense, number 19. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And they did exactly what we talked about, trying to get the jump pass to Lofton Howard. You could see just a little bit early from that left side. Looked like Lawrence Seymour got going just a hair early, but the jump pass, I love the play design. Now backs it up to a much more difficult 3rd and 7.
The 5-yard penalty makes it 3rd and 7, ball at the 22. They've got 2 tries to get it. Can't kick a field goal here. Tisdale looking right, scanning for his options. Now he tucks it, and he's brought down. Chief Leota once again, stepping up big time.
MVP of this game, I don't think there's any question, is Chief Leota for Louisiana Tech. He has been all over the field. Pocket collapses. Tisdale Jr. tries to take off, and Leota collapsing back inside for a huge play. Game on the line now for Western Kentucky.
3.5 tackles for loss for Chief Leota. And it's 4th and 10. Make or break right here. Tisdale in his first career start. Can he make some magic happen? Looking to throw. He lofts it. A low throw. And it's complete. He finds Matthew Henry for a 1st down. Biggest throw of the game for the young redshirt freshman.
What a catch from Matthew Henry. Ball is thrown low. Take a look at this. Right off the turf. From that angle, that looks like a catch. I think they're going to take a look at this.
Spot of the previous play is now under review.
I think they're going to look at not only the catch, obviously, but the spot, whether or not it was to the 15, which was the line to gain for the 1st down. Take another look at it on the right side. Zero working back to the football.
It's close. You can see the ball move a little bit, but it looks like it's pinned between his arm and his chest.
Yeah, I don't see anything there that shows the ball bouncing off the turf. I mean, this is extremely close. Called a catch on the field. And I agree with you, Jack. There's nothing there where we see the ball bounce off the turf. Get another look at it right here. Blocked out by his body.
And he immediately does the right thing in rolling over, too. That was Jacob Fields in to try to break that one up, and he was just a hair away. But that's the catch of the game for Matthew Henry, leading receiver in Conference USA, getting a really important target late in overtime. Yeah, we'll see whether this is a complete pass. Also see where the ball is spotted if they got it to that 15.
Again, I don't think there's an angle that we've seen that shows that he did not have possession. That ball is caught on the other side of the 15.
Would definitely be a first down if he's got it.
Looks like they've completed the review. We'll get the call here from our head referee, Reed Brotherton.
After review, the ruling of the field of a catch for a first down is upheld.
Good job by our crew working through, and a great, how about that throw from Rodney Tisdale Jr., redshirt freshman, first game starting. Offense has struggled this second half, and on a 4th and 10 after being sacked, delivers a strike to his top target, Matt Henry.
At the perfect time, his biggest throw of the game, Henry's play of the day, to convert on 4th and 10 and keep the Hilltoppers' hopes alive, with Louisiana Tech leading by 7 in overtime. Hand off to Hart, and he's swallowed up immediately. Trying to keep those legs moving. Hill spotted at the 11.
Looked like Donovan Ryman off that left side. The Kansas State transfer looked to the right. Big number 98. Most productive defensive lineman coming into this game. 15 tackles and a couple tackles for loss. Good job sealing up that left side.
This is the bread and butter for Louisiana Tech. Their run defense is what they hang their hats on. What does Western Kentucky do here on 2nd and 7? Tisdale looks to throw. Under pressure, stepping up. Gaining yards on the ground. He lets it fly, and it's incomplete.
Dangerous throw there from Tisdale Jr. Thought maybe he had gotten past the line of scrimmage already. Line of scrimmage at the 11-yard line. Any part of the body that's behind the line of scrimmage and you can get rid of the football. I think he was fine there, but takes a shot.
Wow, and he had Musa Berry wide open in the end zone. Would have been a tough play. Would have had to throw across his body to get there. We'll see what he can do on 3rd and 7. Thrust into an overtime situation. Tisdale keeping his composure. Hutchinson in motion. Tisdale rolling. They get it to him. Hutchinson is out of bounds.
And a first down. Needed the 4-yard line and got it. Takes advantage of man defense. This is a clean, legal pick play to the outside. They don't pass it off fast enough. And Katie Hutchinson with a huge conversion to pick up a first down for Western Kentucky.
So they get it on 4th and 10. They get it on 3rd and 7. Drive stays alive with the ball inside the 5. Crunch time in Ruston. Can Louisiana Tech bow up, stop the run, and win their 4th straight home game in 2025? Can Western Kentucky keep this game alive? A handoff, and he's into the end zone. It's George Hart once again with a touchdown.
What an effort from George Hart. And you can already see this offense staying on the field, and I love this. Go for 2 with a chance to win the game. Watch the second effort. Contact made by Christian Davis, defensive lineman at about the 2, and fights through.
Keeping those legs moving the whole way. An impressive run by George Hart, his 2nd touchdown of the night. So Tisdale's got an empty backfield. 4 to his right. And his first career start, Tisdale. Can he make it happen for 2? Can he win the game? Into the end zone. They've got it. They've got the 2-point conversion. Musa Berry wins it for Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers clinch bowl eligibility with an overtime win on the road.
What a job by Rodney Tisdale Jr. Redshirt freshman, first start on the road against the top scoring defense in Conference USA, and he answers the bell when they needed it most. They're trying to hit tight end in the flat, and it's not there. Straight away, watch him pump fake, buys some time, recognizes, have a receiver open, put it up high for Musa Berry, and comes down with a two-point conversion to get a huge win on the road and get Western Kentucky to bowl eligibility. And his offensive coordinator, Rick Bowie, loves it.
Giving a big hug to head coach Tyson Helton. And how about Tisdale, man? His first career start, and they give him the opportunity to win the game, and he gets it done. You know, one of the biggest things that Coach Helton said was that he's going to stay composed. You know, he looks like he's embracing this moment from start to finish. He wants to make a big play like that. Never shied away.
There's no doubt. And when they needed it most, he put it in his hands. There wasn't anybody else that came in the game. No wildcat quarterback. No keep it on the ground. Great job from Rodney Tisdale Jr. in that offense.
A 28-27 overtime win for Western Kentucky. Overtime victory on the road. I mean, that means the world in Conference USA as we go down to Western Kentucky head coach Tyson Helton here with us on CBS Sports Network. Coach, congrats on the victory. Appreciate you taking the time. Going for two to win it. Was that your thought the whole way through? You had the faith in Tisdale?
Glory, Lord. The good Lord was good to us, and we give him all the glory. But we wanted to put the ball in our quarterback's hands at the last play of the game. It's a play we rep all the time. We knew we were going for two all the way. It's no question about it. And when we play offense, we want to finish the game in our hands.
Coach, on the defensive side, every time it felt like Louisiana Tech got into scoring position, your defense bowed up. How about that unit and that red zone defense?
Well, we knew it was going to be one of those games where we were going to have to play great defense. And, you know, they're an excellent defense themselves. And game went about how I thought it would go. It was going to be a back-and-forth game. We were able to do some really good things on offense first half. They got our number the second half. But, man, our defense, like you said, the red zone was critical. And we've been good all year in red zone defense.
Coach, with Maverick McIver dealing with an injury, Tisdale gets the start. What did you see out of your young quarterback? It looked like he really stepped up tonight.
Well, I tell you, he did a really good job. He did exactly what I thought he would do. You know, Mav has, you know, an injury, and I could have played Mav, but I just felt like, you know, we could go out there with Rodney and get it done, and he did a great job tonight. But it was a great team win. I mean, and we made plays all over the field when it counted the most in critical downs, and that's what you want to do in a good team win.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the victory. Congrats on being bowl eligible once again.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. 28-27 victory for Western Kentucky. We got to take a look at our Geico play of the game. It's the two-point conversion from Rodney Tisdale Jr. to Musa Berry to win the game.
And Tisdale Jr. buying time. It's not there on his first read. Finds Musa Berry working across the end zone. And how about that performance for the redshirt freshman, delivering a road win for Western Kentucky. Gets them to bowl eligibility.
Well, take a look at the CUSA standings. This is a Western Kentucky team that wants to win it all. They've been one of the most dominant programs in this conference year after year. And, I mean, the great coaching continues for them that they can have a kid start his first career game and guide them to a victory on the road.
And come back after the loss a week ago against Florida International and get themselves off the mat in a game where they really struggled offensively. Only 6 points at home against FIU. And with their backup in the game, came out with a road win.
Thanks for watching CBS College Football from here at Joe I.A. Stadium, where our final score was 28-27 Western Kentucky. With Taylor McCarg and our entire crew, I'm Jack Gordon saying good night from Ruston. On to our studio. Recap this one and preview the whole slate.